here in Seattle. We're going to start by talking about how this year's Seahawks, which are a Super Bowl favorite, compare to past Seahawks Super Bowl teams. Most notably, I'm going to be looking at 2013, the Legion of Boom, the team that went to and won a Super Bowl. But we can look at 2014's team, which was obviously essentially the same. 2005, a slightly different recipe for that one. But yeah, I think Bump, to me, it starts with defense. It starts with looking at the Legion of Boom and looking at this defense as the two single greatest strengths of their respective teams, but a little different.
Yeah, when you look at this team, this Mike McDonald-led defense, the scheme is a bit more complicated than Pete Carroll's cover three, go ahead and beat us. It just is. And the players are different too. The personnel is different. I don't look at this defense right now and see any solidified guaranteed Hall of Famers. Who knows years from now, if MOR develops, Spoon, what he looks like, maybe a Murphy, who knows? But right now I'm looking at this team, and I'm not saying, man, this team is full of Hall of Famers. And I don't really remember going back at the time when the Seahawks were Legion of Boom and thinking these are solidified Hall of Famers, but you knew these guys were some of the best in the game.
Now we know in hindsight.
Yeah, hindsight we know. But at the time we knew Sherm was probably the best corner in the game.
Yeah.
Earl was probably the best safety in the game. And Bobby was up there when it comes to the linebackers. When I look at these two defenses, I see scheme and I see talent. Talent was all day with this Legion of Boom team. Right? The scheme was simple. Cover three, we're getting deep, bump and run, D-line get after. With this Mike McDonald scheme, because of the personnel, it's a bit more intricate, right? You play more nickel. You got more dime. You move a Nick and Maguire around. You move Spoon around. The safeties play in the box a bit. You play a little bit more mind games when it comes to pre-snap. So to me, it's scheme versus personnel.
Yeah.
And where it all comes together is that both defenses are just really good. I'm not saying this team is Legion of Boom, but when you look at what's leading the charge for this team, it's the defense. What led the charge for the team back in the day, won the Super Bowl, it's the defense. It's a formula that has worked for those two teams. But now you go back to 2005. 2005, for me, it was run game. It was offensive line. It was Sean Alexander, hand the football off, and let him go. But the thing that all three teams have in common is that they are not asking their quarterback to be the guy. You're not asking Sam Darnold to be the guy. You didn't ask Russell Wilson to be the guy. You didn't ask Matt Hasselbeck to be the guy. They were just part of the plan. They were managers. So, we got two teams led by defense, one team led by offensive line and run game. All three quarterbacks didn't have to be the guy or don't have to be the guy.
I love that last point. They didn't have to be the guy in terms of 2013 and 14 because of the defense. Also, Marshawn Lynch, does this team have enough offensive weapons around Sam Darnold, right? Russell Wilson, I don't think people saw him as the guy. In hindsight, he was really mobile and talented, but I would agree with Richard Sherman on this one. Not the reason, the singular biggest reason that they went on and won the Super Bowl. That would be the Legion of Boom, and Marshawn Lynch was unbelievable. I wonder if Sam does have to carry a little more on his shoulders in this offense. Ken Walker reached 1,000 yards in Week 18 on the season, which is really impressive, but it hasn't felt like this run game is quite as – I'm not getting Marshawn Lynch vibes from this run game, but maybe I'm wrong. I remember you looked at the stats a while back showing that the numbers themselves were pretty similar. I don't know. What do you make of the offense and the weapons around Sam?
I think there's enough. I think Sam has to do more than what Russell Wilson had to do during that first run, right? Because you mentioned Marshawn Lynch, 1,300 yards on the ground. You got Doug with 825 yards. He was the leading receiver, and Sherm led that team with 4 interceptions. You want to compare, J.S. Ennis had the best season a receiver's ever had in a Seahawk uniform, better year than Doug had that year. 1,300 yards for Marshawn Lynch. As a team, they rushed for 2,700, though. So I think Sam has more weapons when it comes to throwing the football. I think that Russ had more weapons when it comes to handing it off. Just one weapon that is equivalent to Zach Charbonnet and Ken Walker, sprinkle in some quarterback play as well. I think Sam has enough weapons, and I think because it's the style of play that Kubiak calls his offense. It's not spread them out, throw it 35, 40 times, Sam, you win the football game. Just because of the style, I feel like there are enough weapons.
Yeah, I think that they absolutely need the run game to look like it has for the last couple of weeks, right? We looked up those stats. The Seahawks have 150 on the ground 5 times this year. 4 of those 5 have been since week 10. So the run game has been more consistent of late, and that's been really important. That's been part of the recipe to success. I also think that pigeonholing Sam is like I don't want to say a bad game manager, but like as long as you don't have Sam do anything, he's fine. Kind of ignores the fact that like, well, JSN had to get 1,700 plus yards somewhere.
Yeah, how you get that?
Right? It's not like I'm sorry, but I think that having a receiver with that many yards, having an explosive pass game, having a pass game that averages, I don't know what they finished the season, but at one point it was 9+ yards per pass play. That's not a game manager. It's just not an MVP.
Right.
So I feel like Sam deserves a little more credit.
At one point, he was the hottest quarterback in the game.
Mm-hmm.
We forget that. And I know you have to go off of what you've seen as of late. Understand that loss to the Rams kind of changed the way people viewed him. I understand. But he still got that in him. You know, when he was considered one of the best QBs in the game, he took down Houston, he took down Jacksonville, and he took down Pittsburgh. All 3 of those teams are in the playoffs right now. But again, it's the football season is so long. You're going to have performances that determine how you feel about a guy week by week. Me personally, for the Hawks, week by week, some weeks I thought they were contenders, some weeks I thought they were not contenders.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they ended on a high note. So yes, Sam Darnold is such an interesting conversation because we've seen the highs, we've seen the lows, and in between that, we've seen this team as a whole develop into what we see now as a team who is really good in all 3 phases.
Do you want to hear an interesting stat?
Let's do it.
Aaron Schatz posted his defensive DVOA leaders all time. So they obviously went back and recorded back to 78 up to now. Best ever, 1991 Philadelphia Eagles. They only finished 10-6, but best defensive DVOA. The 1985 Bears are obviously on this list, as well as the 86 Bears at 3 and 4. The 2025 Seahawks are now on this list, just outside the top 10, ahead of the 2013 Seahawks defense. I think Richard Sherman would take issue with that. I think that if you told any member of that 2013 defense, hey, by DVOA, this defense actually was higher, they'd be like, look, we were on the top scoring. Yeah. We were on the top scoring defense for 4 consecutive seasons in the NFL. That was a first. That was unheard of. It is one of the best modern defenses we've ever seen. However, do you think that for as much as we talk about this defense, they're even better than we give it credit for?
Maybe.
Like, why would that be the case?
The best part about this job is that you go through the whole season and we react week by week by week. And then by the end of the year, when it's all said and done, no matter when this thing is over, Super Bowl, conference championship, whenever it is, then we can really go back and look at the whole picture and the whole body of work and kind of decide what we think about this. I think that this defense is better than what most people give them credit for. I think locally, because we dissect them, we're around them, we watch the film, we're in a relationship with them, we're able to see some things. You know, it's like when you are in a relationship and you go out and everyone's, oh my God, your relationship is so beautiful. You guys love each other so much. And you get to the house and you're arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some things that people just don't see, the good and the bad. I think that's what it is with this defense. I'm not going to sit here and say this defense is better than LOB.
Yeah.
Negative. Sherm, Earl, Bobby, Cliff, there's no way I'm going to say that right now. But what if they go on a historic run in this playoff and they're knocking dudes out and they're elevating their game round by round? Then the conversation could be different. Maybe years from now it could be different. But when you got guys who you know are going to the Hall of Fame, there's no way I can look at this defense and say they're better than them.
In terms of differences between the last dominant Seahawks team and this one, this is what Colin Cowherd noticed.
And this Seattle team, as somebody from the Northwest, it does remind me of the last great Seattle team that had a defensive coach and was mostly led by a great run game and a defense. And they had a quarterback, the other team, but he wasn't really a unifier. He and Pete Carroll never really saw eye to eye. And that's the difference. Everybody in that building loves Sam Darnold. Everybody.
What do you think of that being the difference from Colin Cowherd being like, you know what, it reminds me a lot of the last Seahawks team that made it to a Super Bowl, except everyone actually likes the quarterback.
I think the team liked Russell Wilson during that moment.
In 2013?
Going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think it was later. I think you get to like 15, 16, 17 is when things start to change a little bit because Russell thinks of himself differently, so he's carrying himself differently. You just look at what Russell was wearing when they were going to the Super Bowl to what he was wearing years after that. Just his whole mental just switched up. I think that's where people started to, or teammates started to kind of, look at him a bit differently. But I think in those moments during the Super Bowl, because Russ was a rookie, he was a rookie, then a second-year guy, I think he was humble. Mm-hmm. And then I think things changed. So I would have to ask my sources exactly how they felt about him during those times.
I'll say this. I don't think Sierra changed Russell Wilson. I think she added to his celebrity and he was like feeling himself. I started covering in 2015 and there were shades of Russ just being kind of, everyone respected him. Everyone was like, this guy's a baller. He's part of our team. And they're teammates, right? You don't like every teammate. I think that we have this really romantic idea of what football teams are. And it's like, well, I don't know. Does anyone listening love every single coworker and love your boss and every single person that works at your job? No. Either you don't know some people, maybe you don't like some people, maybe you don't care for some people. That's a job. Everyone in that locker room. But great chemistry and a great coach will still have guys fighting for each other, right? Winning also creates that camaraderie. But I definitely think that in that locker room, and probably in many locker rooms, there's a separation between quarterback and the rest of the team.
There typically is, especially when your quarterback is one of the elites of the elites, right? Bet you Tom Brady, it was different. No one, you didn't just go up and talk to Tom Brady. It was different. Drew Brees was probably a bit more personable, but there's a difference when you are the elite of the elite. I think Russell Wilson thought he was the elite of the elite and carried himself as if he was the elite of the elite. Mm-hmm. And his teammates didn't view him that way because they understood what the defense did to get them to the Super Bowls, to build this reputation here in Seattle. I don't see that with Sam Darnold. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't hear about it. I think Sam is going about this way. He is a humble individual. He's just one of the guys. But I also think that speaks to what Mike Macdonald has done with this team and building a culture and putting these guys together.
Yeah.
Because we're hearing even in Baltimore that Jim Harbaugh covers up some stuff for Lamar.
Yeah.
So when you start covering up stuff for one individual, even if he is the elite of the elite, guys are going to feel a certain way. I just don't feel that here with Mike Macdonald. I'm not saying Pete did that for Russell Wilson. Who knows? But the feeling is just different when you hear these guys talk about Sam and you see him interact with his teammates.
From the text line, oh gosh, I lost it. But they were basically saying we tend to separate our legends and constantly put them on a pedestal all the time. And they said they feel like that's what they're doing with the Legion of Boom, and it keeps you from recognizing other greats. For instance, the example they used was, hey, 49ers fans love Joe Montana. No one could touch Joe Montana. That Steve Young, even though he was really great, people were hesitant to ever acknowledge that he might be better in some ways. Is that how we are with these two defenses, the 2025 defense and the Legion of Boom?
Look, I can say there's a part of this defense collectively that I think is better than the LOB, and it's probably the big boys up front. The combination of Leo, Murphy, Jay Reed, and you throw in your edge rushers, I think they're throwing hands with that defensive line. You get to the second and third levels, I think that's where the big separation is. And yes, I think that as time goes along, the legend does grow. The LOB legend does grow. You look at their numbers and what they did to the best offense that the NFL has ever seen in the Super Bowl. You can't ignore that. You look at the potential of all the Hall of Famers that they have on their team. You can't ignore that. Now, years from now, when we're looking at this team and hopefully they make a run and they've won a Super Bowl, their legend is going to grow too. Mm-hmm. It could grow. So it's all about time, man. And yeah, it does. Time elevates everything, especially great. Time makes great even greater because it's like a folk tale. Like you're passing down the stories to your kids and your son, your grandkids and stuff. So, yeah.
It feels like all the great LOB plays happen 15, 30 yards down the field, says the 425. This defense seems to dominate better at the line, and there's no stats to support that kind of difference. And I think that's what Bump's talking about when, like, you're actually watching the games. You also rewatch these games over and over and over because you watch film and saying, the DVOA, they finished 2025 finished with a better DVOA than 2013 to you and to all of us with the eye test, you go, I think that's disrespectful to 2013.
You know what you can't measure? Leo tossing a 300-pound man to the ground and moving that pocket. Byron Murphy getting on one knee and beating a double team. Those are things that you cannot measure. So you got to be able to watch film and kind of compare the two that way. If you want to go numbers, then okay. I mean, you're going to have a debate for both teams at this point, or both defenses at this point. Mm-hmm. But that film don't lie.
206. Well, one defense won a Super Bowl. There are going to be comparisons until they accomplish the same feat. That's where they can establish their own legacy.
Yeah. Win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that's always going to be the case for any of these. We are not done with any of this. We have so much to talk about. I love talking about the Seahawks as a Super Bowl team. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra,
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Falcons have requested an interview with Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak for their head coaching job. What's the real headline?
It's been so long since a Seattle assistant got hired elsewhere, I didn't think it was allowed anymore.
Oh, man. I really hope we don't lose this guy. But I also understand, like, this is the progression of a coach's career. Most guys want to be head coaches. You look at Gannon, who probably was not really prepared to be a head coach or didn't have the attributes to be a head coach. He got an opportunity and he ran with it. If you're a coordinator in this league, you are going to want a shot to be a head coach, and I completely understand that, and I would understand why the Falcons will want to interview Clint Kubiak. With the weapons that they have over there in Atlanta, with Bijan Robinson, with Kyle Pitts, with Drake London, I could see Kubiak doing some things. And in that division, which ain't that great, ain't a great division, that is the most attractive job on the market to me.
Is this something that Mike McDonald's going to keep running into over and over? You're not your offensive play caller, so no matter what offensive coordinator you get in here, the second you start looking like a Super Bowl team, he's going to get hired out, right? That's what Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan have going in their favor is they've replaced their defensive coordinators and people haven't felt like they've lost a step. It's different when you're replacing the guy that's working with your quarterback.
Yeah, that relationship is so important, and I think that's why coaches got to have a backup plan. You got to be always grooming somebody to be the next guy, especially if you're having success on either side of the ball, offense or defense. If the head coach isn't the coordinator for that position, always be grooming. So I hope there's somebody on staff that McDonald trusts.
Hang on a minute. Joe in Bellevue says Brock and Salk this morning said the Super Bowl wouldn't be legitimate unless they beat the Rams and Eagles getting there. There's no way they said that.
I'll take it against anybody.
No,
if they have to play the Panthers and then the Eagles.
There's no way they said that.
Yeah.
I need to text one of them right now.
Cal's home run derby wasn't legit because Aaron Judge wasn't there.
That's right. No Shohei.
What are we talking about,
man?
That's
a ridiculous measure. I don't think they'd say that. No,
I don't think so.
I don't know. I need to roll the tape. Maybe they were using an analogy or using some kind of comp. I don't know. I mean, Joe, if you let me know when they said, I have a hard time thinking they'd say that.
I don't think they would say that.
No.
Maybe you misunderstood. I hope you did.
If they did, I want to tell them. I'm going to tell Salk to join us and be like, please defend yourself, because what kind of take is it? No.
It's a hot one.
Mike wouldn't say that.
I don't think so.
No, neither would Brock. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, the Cowboys have fired Matt Eberflus as the team's defensive coordinator this morning. What's the real headline?
Why? What happened? What? Did something?
That was one of the worst defenses of all time.
What?
Man.
No, I don't. What are you guys talking about? He tried so hard. They tried so hard. Better against the run without Micah. That was the trick, right?
I remember Eberflus saying that he wasn't working with the players he thought he'd be working with, like in his defense. Like he knew this was coming eventually. But no, you have one of the worst defenses in the game. Imagine if the Dallas Cowboys were just mediocre on defense. With the offense that they had, one of the best offenses in the game, you might still be playing right now. It's like the third defense coordinator in 3 years, I want to say. Jerry Jones don't play with that defense.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number three, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa says getting a fresh start in 2026 would, quote, be dope. What's the real headline?
The Dolphins say the feeling is mutual.
Yeah. Be gone, Tua.
I don't think this is why you don't pay mediocre quarterbacks like that.
This is what the Rams did with Jared Goff.
Yeah, listen, you have to watch the film. This is the thing about quarterbacks is that it's so hard to find a good one that you fall in love with just a really good one or an average quarterback or above average quarterback, and they get paid. I'm not mad at Tua for getting paid. He had moments to where he looked really good, but he wasn't healthy enough and wasn't consistent enough for me to get that money. But I'm happy that he got that money. Of course, you will want a fresh start over there because I think that there's still talent on that roster. They ended the year, I think, playing some decent football. But I think it's time for a fresh start. Without Tua, not with Tua.
Yeah, I don't know where Tua goes. Like, can Tua... He's that in-between spot. This is where I wouldn't say it's quite Russell Wilson leaving Denver, but there's a spot where it's like you feel like your gut is telling you this guy's future in the NFL is as a backup. He's not going to be able to be a consistent starter in part because he can't stay consistently healthy, but he's still at that in-between place where he's young enough. The talent is there where maybe he reestablishes himself. That's where Tua is to me, where I go, I don't know where he goes from here. The Vikings to me are a really interesting team, and the Raiders a really interesting team. I know they have the number 1 pick, but in 2026, in terms of what they do at quarterback, do they bring in someone else to compete, for instance, in Vegas with Geno?
Right.
Is it drafting someone and then bringing in someone else? Maybe they just go with a rookie and have Geno start and then make the switch. But then what do the Vikings do? They don't seem really confident in J.J. McCarthy.
Send Kyler Murray to Miami. Send Kyler over there.
To Miami.
Well, then who becomes the Jets quarterback next year?
Hey, who cares?
Hey, the Jets have a lot of first-round picks over 2 years. I think they can figure this out. I didn't mean it. Once I said it, I realized I didn't mean it. There are just some organizations where
because the Jets have their own, and I think they have Dallas's.
You know,
and then Dallas has Green Bay's first round.
The weirdest thing, you guys, I'm looking at Lukey. I have the stream on, and he's just laying in the bed looking at us.
Lukey is Stacy's new Greyhound.
Lukey.
Is he really? He's really looking.
He's really looking. Look at him.
See?
I have Furbo. Does anyone else have a Furbo where you check it consistently?
I don't.
And I'm also dealing with separation anxiety.
Camera,
yeah, we're both anxious and have sensitive tummies, and so we're a perfect match. But I'm struggling with that. If anyone has suggestions, so unsports related, but please let me know. We have a lot to talk about with the Seahawks today. We also have some really exciting guests. NFL Network analyst Isaiah Stanback is going to join us at 11. He does have a Super Bowl favorite. It is not the Seahawks. Curious to see what he's going to say there. Rob Staton's joining us at noon. I think he does have a Super Bowl favorite, and I think it is the Seahawks. So we have a nice look at both arguments here. Coming up next, a glimpse into an alternate universe with the 2025 Seahawks.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The 4th #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of him.
Conversation.
Hopefully the next trip is going to be back down here for the Super Bowl.
Complete coverage at seattlesports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Winter's here, Seattle. Is your roof ready? Get $500 off by scheduling your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com. Let us make your roofing project easy this winter. Our certified crews deliver worry-free installations backed by industry-leading warranties, even in the rainy season. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to MyDataQB.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or MyDataQB.com.
More than 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide a lifeline to breast and gynecologic cancer patients, and you can help us make a difference. Join us for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration on January 31st at Mary Hill Winery in Woodinville's Wine Country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We're taking a glimpse into an alternate universe with the 2025 Seahawks. What does this team look like with Geno Smith at quarterback? What does it look like with DK Metcalf? I love this conversation. Now, full disclosure, when the Seahawks traded Geno Smith to the Raiders, I didn't think that Geno Smith was your long-term answer and a top 5 quarterback, but I also had fears that they wouldn't be able to get their run game solidified and that Sam wouldn't have the same weapons here and that you would end up losing more games. That's truly what I thought at the time. I'll admit that I was wrong. See how easy that is? But I also do think Geno was better in Seattle than he was in Vegas. Maybe that would have inevitably happened. I do not think that this 2025 Seahawks team is as good or as dominant with Geno, but I don't know what stats I have to support it. I just believe it. If that makes sense, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So maybe it's Darnold with Kubiak's scheme. Maybe it's Darnold's fit with the team. The stats with Geno when he were here were also that he turned the ball over, also that he could, make some pretty impressive throws downfield. But I don't know. It's just I feel like Darnold was an important piece.
Here's the thing about Geno is that he was asked to do more than Sam Darnold. He threw the ball 578 times last year. Darnold has thrown the ball 477 times this year. So about 100 more attempts Geno had. Geno was asked to put this team on his back and make throws down the field. Geno had 85 play-action attempts. Sam Darnold has 121 play-action attempts. So I think that it's hard to say with Geno this team will be better or worse, or with Sam Darnold this team is better, because you have to attach the coordinator to the quarterback. When we watched Ryan Grubb's system, right, it was drop back, straight down the field, good luck, Geno make a throw. And the offensive line wasn't playing at the level that they're playing at this year. There are some things that connect everything to the quarterback. The quarterback is the last thing you see. Ball's in his hand. He's making the decision. So naturally, he's going to get all the praise. He's going to get a lot of the criticism. But I think that the real question is, what does Geno look like in this offense? It's hard to tell. What would Sam Darnold look like in Ryan Grubb's offense? I think in a Ryan Grubb offense, it's tailor-made for a superstar quarterback, a guy who can throw the ball 35, 40 times down the field, make these tight throws, win the ball game for you. There wasn't a real connection with the run game with Ryan Grubb. No knock on Grubb. That's just his style of play, right? With Clint Kubiak, he's setting you up. He is stubborn when it comes to running the football, right? You run the ball 29, 30 times a game. You're top 3 in the NFL when it comes to attempts. That helps your quarterback. In a Ryan Grubb offense, you weren't running the ball that much. I think you ran the ball like 20 to 22 times a game the last time that I checked. And the connection from the run to the pass. There was one game where I felt like Grubb really connected run and pass. That's when Zach Charbonnet went for like 130 against Arizona Cardinals. He implemented the counter a lot, and I felt, okay, they're going to build off of that. You go to the next week, just drop back, throw the football, we'll hand it off. It's the rhythm just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
With Clint Kubiak, there's a clear plan and rhythm to this game. So that's a tough question, man. I think that because of the coordinator situation, it's hard to tell what this will look like.
Outside of just scheme fit, right? Kubiak with Darnold versus Kubiak with Geno. Brian Nemhauser, Curtis, was he on with Brock and Salk? Yes. Brian Nemhauser, who was on with Brock and Salk, says he thinks that maybe a renewed team focus was behind part of this improvement.
I think that was very helpful, but I completely see it differently, that it was that these other moves were not bigger. Because a lot of these guys that were on this team this year were on the team last year. And I was in the locker room last year. It did not feel like this. And that was not because of two guys. They put in a ton of effort and a ton of focus to bring these guys together. Last year, when Mike McDonald took them on outings, it was to military bases, which was cool and has a different, outcome. But, it's exactly. But this year it is going to Topgolf and it's going to Mission Impossible premieres. And, there's a fun built in. And he saw, and when they went to Tennessee for the open practice or the joint practice last season, how much just the off the field stuff was part of the connectivity. And so I give him and John a ton of credit.
I love a movie premiere. I also really love that point. And I don't know if it's just a renewed focus on team. We're all doing, activities together, but it's also Geno was talking with Pete Carroll every day. You know what I mean? You had a brand new head coach here last year who had guys that were part of former regimes. And I'll include Tyler Lockett, who is a great team guy, who is the nicest person you'll meet and has always been that way, but had still been with someone else. You had loyalties stretched beyond your control.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think the leadership matters, right? I think, say, like a guy like Kobe Bryant being a leader this year, and kind of stepping out of the shadow of Diggs and Jamal Adams, I think that matters too. But the off-the-field stuff is important. You want to hang out with your boys. You want to build this camaraderie. You want to get to know people. And I think Mike Macdonald probably stepped that up, especially listening to Brian talk, right? Probably stepped that up. End of the day, it's about football. It's about making plays. It's about setting your team up in situations. It's about teaching these guys to understand the schematics and how we're going to attack a team. All that off the field stuff is good. It's important.
Sure.
But it ain't as important as playing football and having a rhythm to what you're doing.
Okay, so maybe what actually also really mattered in moving on from DK is that the second-round pick that you got from the Steelers, you packaged and moved up for Nicky Manure.
Right.
Maybe that's also really impactful here. Or maybe what also matters is that you got a guy who was a little bit younger and does have some skill differences from Geno, and that also ended up mattering. Or maybe JSN, and now you're using him differently.
And you got a coordinator who grew up in this NFL, who's been a play caller on this level before. Yeah, it's a combination of things. I think all of those things are important. Football.
Let's talk about coordinators. This is what Mark Schlereth told Wyman and Bob about what Schneider did this year in terms of that team building, but also about those football decisions like bringing Clint Kubiak in.
Schneider obviously did a great job of moving on from Pete Carroll and moving on from Geno Smith and deciding not to pay him and all those different things. But ultimately, sitting down talking to Mike Macdonald, okay, why Clint Kubiak? And it was like, man, I wanted to do this offense. I wanted this offense to be a part of the Seahawks because it's the toughest offense that I've had to defend over the years. With Kyle Shanahan and with McVay and with all these guys, it's the one offense that gives you fits, that always seems to have an answer, both in the run game, the play action game, and the passing game. So, that I think a lot of that decision lays at the feet of Mike Macdonald as well.
Okay, you're right, Bump. Maybe this was also a big football move where, who really knows what Geno would look like in this offense, even though our gut tells us not as good. Maybe the most important thing that changed with this offense is actually at the helm with your coordinator.
Yeah, I bet that's a huge part of this thing, right? Because you got to have a guy who understands his personnel and can put them in position to have success. And I think that Mike Macdonald and John Schneider did a great job of especially looking at their offensive line and saying, what type of scheme can help these guys? We're not going to go out and get 5 new offensive linemen. You didn't need 5. You had 2 tackles who were good. And you're trying to figure out the interior line, right? What type of coordinator, what type of offense can help this offensive line? They looked at Kubiak's scheme and said, all right, we think this is it. That's where they hit. And now it's about teaching these guys. You got rid of almost everybody on offense. I think receiver coach is still here. But for the most part, got rid of everybody on offense and said, okay, let's let him bring his guys in and teach these guys. And now let's build a rhythm, let's build an identity, and let's be stubborn with it. Let's be consistent with our stubbornness too. They tried to run the football every single week and didn't work out most weeks, but they're starting to figure it out.
You applaud it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, you just got to bang your head against the wall every week and say, we're just going to keep doing it,
And look at Ken Walker now with 1,000 yards on the season.
Figuring it out. And low-key Zach Charbonnet with about 700.
Yeah, and 12 touchdowns.
So it's always a combo. It's great that Mike Macdonald probably learned from his first year when it comes to how do I bring these guys together off the field. But when it comes down to it, football.
Football. Well, we're going to keep talking football. Coming up at 11, NFL Network analyst Isaiah Stanback joins us to talk about his Super Bowl favorites. Before we get to it, Daniel Jeremiah was on with Brock and Salk earlier this morning. Some very interesting things to say about the reason the Seahawks are the number 1 seed.
2025. What a ride.
The Seahawks win 38-37. It's Sauber with the 2-point conversion catch. Holy cow.
So glad we can get done at home in front of the 12s.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Lumen Field in Seattle.
This is where you hear it happen.
We've won so many different ways all year.
Happy New Year from Seattle Sports.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The new year is finally here, and you could kick the new year off right by getting in shape and making Top Fitness your first stop. Hey, Brock Ewart here with my friends at Top Fitness, where their stores are celebrating the new year with some great deals. You could take your New Year's resolution seriously with the very best fitness gear there is set up in your home by our professional installers. They sell the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire, and Hyrox. Come in now and check out the best deal of deals on treadmills. They're Precor 885 treadmills that are lease returns normally sell for over $13,000, now only $36.99, including a full 3-year warranty. This is the same commercial treadmill sold to health clubs worldwide. And every new treadmill, elliptical, and home gym, well, they're all on sale. They got the largest selection of home fitness equipment in Washington, and their staff will show you why. It's no secret why everybody from pro athletes to personal trainers love their stores. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Olympic Hot Tub's New Year, New You event will help put you on a healthier path in 2026. Enjoy special savings on our entire wellness lineup of saltwater hot tubs, saunas, cold plunges, and swim spas. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's my friends online at PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy
weekdays 10 to 2.
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Why are the Seahawks the number 1 seed? I know because they beat San Francisco in Week 18, but why are they here? How'd they get here? According to Daniel Jeremiah, who joined Brock and Salk this morning, it's play at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I think it's the number one reason. I'll lump it together as the line of scrimmage. They're just played really, really well along the line of scrimmage, and the defense has been obvious. But I'm telling you, when they have Sundell out there next to Gray Zabel, that's as athletic of an interior combination as we have in the NFL. How good those guys are and their ability to work in space. Like, that is fun to watch those guys play together on a string. I think their whole, offensive line, 75, as long as you get him blocking down, he's an animal. I mean, he's going to collect some pancakes and move people. You just got to know where he is. You got to know what, he had a little bit of an ME, a mental error on a sack, but I think he has gotten better throughout the year. But I just think line of scrimmage would be number one.
Is that what you see? The number one reason they're number one right now, play at the line of scrimmage. Either side, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just talking about O-line. No. If we're just talking O-line, nah.
No.
I'm talking, now you mixing that D-line. Now we're cooking.
In the trenches on both sides.
And I like that he pointed out that Anthony Bradford has gotten better, because he has. I mentioned it in the last 3 games. He's gotten better. The same way I look at Sam Darnold and I say he's good for 1 turnover a game. I look at Bradford and I say he's good for like 3 mental errors a game.
Yeah.
That's just, you deal with it, because when he does the right thing, it's impressive. And no one plays a perfect game anyway. It's just that, he's had some moments. But 100%, if you want to win championships, you win them in the trenches. You got to have the compliments. You got to have the quarterback for your system. You got to have decent run game, wideouts, DBs, and all that good stuff. But the start, you build football teams from the trenches, and then you move out. So I agree 100%.
I think it's interesting to look back 2 years at those moves, too. I think one of the critiques about this team for a long time was, hey, they're just trying to replicate the Legion of Boom secondary. Hey, they're focusing on adding these great wide receivers, or like maybe second-round running backs, but like, God, is their offensive line bad? Mm-hmm. And man, have they not found a replacement for Cliff and Mike B for the longest time. And I don't know that was intentional. It's just kind of what the conversation became. But then, I don't think this is just Mike McDonald, but if you look back at 2 years, and even a little bit before then, it's, okay, well, you add Byron Murphy and Gray Zabel, right? Mm-hmm. Really adding to and the interior of the trenches, right? Like adding those big guys. You extend Charles Cross, right? That's a conversation that's part of that, too.
Abe got paid this offseason.
And extend Abe Lucas. Like, you have not often extended and kept those guys up front. You've kind of cycled through and tried to find the right fit.
Commitment to the bigs.
Yeah.
You draft Murphy, you sign Leo, you bring Jay Reed back, and you make the moves on the offensive line that you mentioned. Yeah, you have to have a commitment to those trenches, man. It's won or lost right there. There's a reason why the running game is getting better. Mm-hmm. Backs look good, but Josh Jones is playing some good ball. Sundell, Zabel, Anthony Bradford's having his moments. Abe, the backs can't do it by themselves.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders played, and big ups to Big Ray. Barry Sanders played, and Big Ray told me one year they had just a horrible offensive line, right? Horrible. And Barry still went for like 1,600 because he's Barry.
Yeah, because he's Barry.
We ain't got Barry, okay? We got K9, who was very good. We got Charbonnet, who's good in his own right. But the bigs got to create those lanes.
I'd say he's very good.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Bars.
Would that be your number one reason if I was like, Bump? The Seahawks are the number 1 seed in the NFC. Why? Would that be your answer?
No.
Improvement. What would you say?
Defense.
Just overall defense.
Overall defense.
All 3 phases.
That helps it. O-line play, of course, and then D-line part of the defense. But no, they're number 1 seed because this defense is violent. Because this defense is cocky. They play for each other, and you feel it on a Monday when you wake up.
Speaking of that violence, Daniel Jeremiah talked about that hitting has become contagious.
So to me, it was the combination of mixing looks, like rushing 4, then zone dropping. So they're giving you different pictures. But then the most fun was I posted a picture of like the explanation of the Seattle defense in one picture, and I just tweeted it out. There's 9 guys in the picture at the ball carrier, and it was every single play. I mean, I don't know, like Reek Woolen's flying all over the field, hitting people, and it's just become contagious with how fast and how aggressive they are pursuing the football.
That's most impressive to me about this defense.
Yeah, there was remember the play that Reek Woolen almost had that interception? If you watch that play, you got D-Law swim moves the tight end that's over him. Christian McCaffrey tries to chop block him, jumps over him, and is in Brock Purdy's face. Meanwhile, Jay Reed splits a double team. You pause it. There's a moment where there are 4 guys surrounding Brock Purdy, and he's trying to throw the football. That play alone, I might slow down and watch several times. I'm like, this is why this team is where they are now, because this defense is relentless.
Yes.
And I believe them.
I wonder part of it's a little bit of a scheme change, too, because how many years ago were we talking about, God, there's always so much cushion. They're playing so soft. It's like there's so much space. And it wasn't just broken plays. It was in part play design.
Yeah, but the thing is with that
play design,
with that front four, it's like they're not doing anything special.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you don't need to blitz.
No. I mean, pre-snap, Mike will mess with you, right? There's a play where you got Drake Thomas and Ty Okada on one side, and you have Mafe, who's walked up to the line of scrimmage as well. Mafe drops, and then Ty Okada and Drake Thomas blitz. He'll do some stuff like that from time to time. He'll make this quarterback have to think. But end of the day, like I said yesterday, to end the game, last play of the game, manned up, rush 4, we're going to get after you.
Personnel, a massive part of this defense. Let's talk about Nick Emanwari. Daniel Jeremiah asked about his ceiling and whether his ceiling is Kyle Hamilton.
Well, I think he's saved them, like he's single-handedly saved them 10 minutes of practice time, because they, when you're looking at opponents and you have to worry about what screens they're going to incorporate into the game plan, Nick's got that, guys. Let's just keep the practice moving. Any screen they want to go, he will erase it. Don't worry about it. Let's just let's get on to the next period of practice. I mean, he's so, the athleticism and the ability to do a lot of different things. I think we could all see that when you watched him in college. To me, and I liked him, I gave him a really good grade, but I underestimated how instinctive he was. He surprised me with just how well he sees the game at such a young age. It's only going to get better, man. This is the ground floor, which is pretty scary.
I remember I was asking you a ton about Nick Emanwari, like in training camp, and I would be like, well, maybe it's a little premature to say. You weren't saying this, but I was saying to listeners, maybe we're doing some unfair comparisons with Kyle Hamilton. He hasn't played a snap. Who knows what he's going to be like. And now I'm like, no, he's central to what they want to do.
Yeah.
As a rookie.
Yeah, because he's smart. He's been coached up. He's taken the coaching, and he is extremely confident in himself. I interviewed him, Hawks Live, with Paul Moyer, and I asked him, have you had a moment where you're on the field and you're like, oh, man, that's so-and-so. He's like, nah, they got to worry about me. And in that moment, I was like, yeah, you match that mental with the physical, and you're good. And the best thing he does with those screens, on those bubble screens, he blows them up. The guy that's blocking him, he's going to drive you to the screen and jack that up. The screen against George Kittle was just film study. He saw that George was lazy with his block, trying to entice him to take the bait, and read it, got in the backfield, blew him up.
I love that this defense isn't getting burned by screenplays, burned by tight ends. What a life. You know what I mean?
What a life.
Look at us. Look at us. Still to come, we are going to be joined by Rob Staton at noon. And before then, coming up next, NFL Network analyst Isaiah Stanback.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The 4th #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of them.
Conversation.
Hopefully the next trip is going to be back down here for the Super Bowl.
Complete coverage at SeattleSports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. That's Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with the lifetime subscription for 65% off. Just go to Babbel.com and start today. Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And because Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember, you'll be talking like a local in time for takeoff. Dive into the world of language learning content with Babbel's videos, podcasts, and stories from around the world, full of culture bites and language learning tips. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. But don't wait. This offer ends January 15th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
The college football playoff isn't over. Not yet. That epic run, that wild dream, not over till the clock hits 0. Till the stadium shakes. Till the wild things are let loose. Till the trophy is lifted and the confetti falls. This is the national championship. When it's over, you'll feel it. This is the wild world of college football. The CFP National Championship, Monday, January 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
From ESPN's Adam Schefter, Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph is expected to interview this week for vacancies at the Raiders, Cardinals, Giants, and Titans head coaching position. One thing said after Week 18, your 2025 NFL draft order. The Raiders have the first overall pick, followed by the Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Giants, Browns, Commanders, Saints, Chiefs, and Bengals.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Isaiah Stanback is an NFL Network analyst. You can see him on NFL Network's Good Morning Football, which airs Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. and re-airs at 7 and 9 a.m. Pacific. He also joins us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Isaiah, how's it going?
All is well. How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. It's nice to have a week where we can just sit back and watch games stress-free. Been a minute since that happened. And it's also nice to talk about the Seahawks back in the playoffs. I'll start with that final game. Was there a statement made to you by Seattle with that win over San Francisco?
Not really. I mean, San Francisco to me wasn't at full strength, obviously, but I mean, not taking anything away from what the Seahawks are doing. Their defense is powerful. The offense, they obviously got the ground game going again, which is awesome to see. I don't necessarily think that it was a statement. I just think that they're just reminding everybody of what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, it was fun watching that defense fly around. And like you mentioned, the Niners were down, but offensively coming into that game, they're putting up like 40 points per game the last three. Yep. What do you think specifically was done to that offense that slowed them down?
This is a defensive pressure. I mean, the one thing about Seattle is their defense is stifling, man. That defensive line presence, the front seven, gets after the quarterback. They create, the running lanes really kind of get hindered, and they get closed down relatively quickly. That's why C-Mac couldn't really do much. You start talking about, in terms of the passing game, they really just make it difficult for these receivers to get off the line of scrimmage. They do a great job with their zone coverage. Most teams are either a man team or a zone team. Seattle does a great job of being able to be a Swiss Army knife and play both. The guys understand each other's and their responsibilities on the defensive side when it comes to zone coverage. So having that flexibility and then the size in your secondary as well, it just makes it very difficult for anybody to get open, obviously on the personnel side for offense. 18
games in the books for a second season as a starter for Sam Darnold. What did you make of his 2025 season?
Inconsistent. I really think Sam Darnold's been inconsistent. There's one weak spot going into the playoffs that I'm just kind of giving me the bubble guts. It's Sam Darnold's play. You really, you kind of get the bubblies. You want to take the pink drink, every game because you just don't know what you're going to get out of him. Some games he shows up and he looks like Sam Darnold of last year, and in other games he shows up and it just looks like he's seeing ghosts. He's running scared and, has happy feet in the backfield. And he's not able to follow through on his passes and he's inaccurate. So I just don't know. That's the only aspect of this team going to the playoff run that makes me uncertain because, he's capable, but he doesn't necessarily bring that same capability every game. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that if Seattle comes out with that rushing game, with that two-headed monster between Charbonnet and obviously Walker, it can alleviate a lot of the pressure that would be placed on Sam Darnold in a typical game.
Big matchup. Your Panthers, man, you called it earlier in the season. They qualified. Now, obviously, they're in the playoffs. They're taking on the Rams. Do you think they have it in them to beat them down again?
I don't. I hope that the Panthers can pull the dub out, because I think that they would be a better matchup for Seattle potentially. Should that work out that way? But I just think that the Reds are just strong, man. You talk about Coach McVay and what he's able to do with that organization year in, year out. They obviously won the Super Bowl, went down a year just because they cleared house and they dumped all their money into a handful of players, and then they some way have found their way back to being very competitive in this league. That's one team that seemingly always has a number of Seattle. It doesn't matter who the head coach has been for Seattle. It's not a team that I look forward to facing, but I don't see Carolina surpassing what those guys are capable of doing.
If the Packers get it done against Chicago, they would end up coming to Seattle. But what are the odds of that, do you think?
You know what? You never know. That's one heck of a rivalry, right? And we all know that all too well. That's why, Seattle versus L.A., Seattle versus San Fran, you never know what's going to end up in the result of that game just because of the rivalry. But Chicago and Green Bay has a long-standing history, even more so than Seattle has with anybody. So that's really a toss-up. I don't think Green Bay is hitting on all cylinders right now. I think that the momentum swing is really to the advantage of the Bears and what they have going on. But they might be peaking, right? They might be peaking at the right time. They might be peaking a little bit too early. Nobody knows until that game is played out. But that's two really good, well-respected organizations, two well-respected offensive minds at the head coaching position. It's going to really come down to who's going to make the most plays. But I think that Chicago is way more loaded right now offensively than Green Bay is.
Philly is such an interesting team because obviously, defensively they're on point. Defensively, offensively, there's potential there. And have they reached a point to where they're one of those teams that just needed to get into the playoffs and you think they're capable of making a run? Or are you concerned because of some of the things you saw during the regular season?
You always have to be concerned about Philadelphia. I mean, that's one thing, Howie Roseman does a heck of a job and make sure that their roster is always going to be in position to make a run. So you have to respect that. However, early in the year when I was on Good Morning Football, I made mention when Philly was making their first initial run that they were struggling offensively. I said that, Kevin Patullo, he was going to be a crutch for them. And everybody kind of laughed it off like, oh, yeah, you're crazy. It's fine. They're still winning. You're starting to find out this offense is struggling, and it's not because of the players. It's the scheme is relatively predictable. You can supersede what the scheme is doing because you have that much talent offensively. But at the end of the day, I think that Philly, in order for them to move on in these playoffs with the teams from the NFC that are in there this year, I think that they're going to have to be hitting on all three phases, and I'm not sure that they have that consistency on offense right now. Even though they have the talent, I don't think they have the consistency scheme-wise or with their offensive line to really make the run this year.
I know Seattle's the number 1 seed. Do you see them as the top contender for the Super Bowl? Do you tend to favor another team out of the NFC?
I think Seattle has to be in that conversation, most definitely. I feel really good about Seattle unless they face the Rams. Like, I truly do feel good about Seattle versus any of the NFC woes outside of the Rams. And that's just because I think that the Rams are just sound defensively. I don't think that they make a lot of mistakes. I think they get after the quarterback when they need to. I really think that they have Sam Darnold's number at this point in time. Obviously, I think Sam Darnold's thrown at least 5 or 6 interceptions against those guys this year. I just don't want to see those guys. But I think Seattle is good against everybody else.
Well, what do you make of the AFC? It's an interesting year for them, right? Broncos number 1 seed. You got the Patriots who are balling. The Jags who have shown that they can be a force over there. Who do you like on the other side?
I like the Patriots. The Patriots are very strong. You talk about playoff football, you really need all three phases. I know I mentioned it earlier in the conversation, but every phase of the game, offense, defense, special teams, you're entitled to having a bad game. Now, obviously, you don't want that to all happen, any of it to happen during the playoffs, but you have to look at the teams that are the most sound in all three phases. Which team is more consistent in all three phases of the game? In New England, you haven't even seen New England, I don't even think, the best portion of their offense. I don't think you've seen their offense hit on all cylinders yet. Drake May's still figuring it out offensively. I think he's a heck of a young quarterback that's building confidence. Diggs, hasn't even been the main guy. It's been other guys that have been stepping up. Their running game is dominant, right? They have they have two-headed monster at the running back position. Defensively, you know what you're going to get out of them. And they just got 2 of their best players, on the Campbell at the tackle position and Milton Williams at D-line. Those guys have been out on IR for the last 4 weeks, and they still have found their way in the position that they're in. So I think that New England, all three phases of their game, is the strongest. There might be teams that are more explosive, but in terms of consistency and resting assured that they're always going to be in the ball game, I like New England.
What's, to you, kind of the key for Seattle advancing to and winning a Super Bowl? Is it Sam not turning the ball over? Maybe it's just the defense being explosive. Is there something where you go, God, if they do this, I would feel pretty good about it?
Yeah, I think if Seattle can run the ball for 150 yards a game, I would feel good about it. I don't believe that Sam Darnold is in the position at this point in time in his career where he could throw his way to a victory in the playoffs. I don't. It's not somebody that you want dropping back, throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game. I think that he is we hear this term all the time, game manager. It's not a negative connotation from my perspective. I think it's somebody, he does a great job of making sure that the chains keep moving, but you don't want him to be the one to have to move the chains. So I think if you really rest assured in your running game, if you can run the ball and get it to a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation, I think that you're in good graces with him at the helm. You know what the defense is going to bring, and then you know that, Rashishi, you're getting some great play in the special teams phase as well. But, yeah, Sam cannot turn the ball over, and I think the best way to put some bubble wrap around him and the potential of that happening is by ensuring that you have a solid running game.
Hey, how would you describe the season JSN had?
Oh, nasty. I mean, it's just a young talent, man. I mean, you think about Schneider, man, and he's been around for a while, and what he's done with that front office, the amount of trust that they have in him, the amount of consistency that he's had in terms of acquiring talent, the times that he's allowed talent to walk out the door and everybody was up in arms about it, but then you find out just why he stood on business. This is just another example of why you should trust him. He allowed Lockett to leave. He allowed DK to leave and said, this is the dude that I see day in and day out that is going to be an absolute baller for the Seahawks. And I think that most of Seahawks Nation was like, I hear you, but I'm not really listening to you, right? I hear Jimmy, but I'm not listening to Jimmy right now. But now you're starting to see that JSN is that dude. There isn't a route that he can't run. He makes the contested catches. He can high point the ball. He can run after the catch. He's a big play magnet. So, I mean, he checks all the boxes for you, man. He's one heck of a player. And obviously, if they can get the ball to him, that's going to be huge.
I can absolutely understand why offensive play callers as head coaches get a ton of praise. I mean, even now with Ben Johnson, you look at him and you go, oh, my God, like he's having such a huge hand in what Chicago's doing. Sometimes I wonder if defensive play callers get overlooked a little bit, even though one of the most recent examples of like a Hall of Fame all-time coach is from the defensive side of the ball. When you look at what Mike Macdonald's been able to do here, what have you made just of his 2 years, this campaign so far in Seattle?
It's been awesome. I mean, but you understood exactly what he was trying to do from the get-go. As soon as he touched down to Seattle, the first thing he did was apply pressure and make sure that he had his defensive line taken care of. He wanted to make sure that the spear of that defense, which is the interior defensive line, was solidified. So you get Leonard Williams, and all of a sudden you start adding pieces on the defensive front there. You bring in you bring in my guy from Dallas and D-Law, right? Byron Murphy, right? You got some big fellas up front that can really get after it. And then you work to the next level, right? And you bring in Ernest Jones, and you bring in, Mafe, and you bring in those guys, right? Guys that can get after the quarterback. And then you get big, solid secondary players. And that's one thing that I think was successful for Seattle years ago, right? When you talk about the Legion of Boom, is big corners that can go out there and put hands on guys at the line of scrimmage. It's something too many teams too often are allowing the receivers with all these, shake and bake at the line of scrimmage and all these social media routes that you see people running. That stuff's only allowed if I sit there and watch you. If I come out there and reach out and bless you and touch you at the line of scrimmage, you can't do any of that. And then I mess up your timing. I mess up your release. And then 2 seconds into the play, you're only 5 yards down the field, and my guys are in the backfield getting after your quarterback. So I'm either going to get a sack or I'm going to force you to throw an errant pass, and our guys are going to get interceptions. So that's what you're seeing out of this defense, is big, physical, in your face. And then they could drop back and play zone and respect and understand the scheme enough and trust each other enough to go out there and do what they're supposed to do.
You said you like the Patriots in the AFC. It sounds like you like the Rams in the NFC. Who is your dark horse on both sides?
Ooh, dark horse. I think that you have to have your antennas up for Jacksonville. I think you have to have your antennas up for Jacksonville. I would say Denver, they're not really a dark horse. I like their defense a lot. But I think Jacksonville's defense is really underappreciated, and we know that their offense they're continuing to build confidence. When you talk about Cohen and what he's been able to do offensively with Lawrence, he's just continuing to get better week in and week out. And those guys have a lot of weapons offensively. So as long as they continue to do well, there's 2/3 of their game that's always going to be present. And then on the defense, I said over at the NFC, the Bears, man. Carolina, I don't think they can take out LA, but the Bears, that's a team that has just so much talent across the board that they should strike fear into most guys.
All right. Looking, obviously, Seattle with an off week here. I'm hoping, really hoping, that the Panthers, I'm going back to the Panthers and Rams here because I think I'm fully expecting a Rams rematch here in Seattle. We already previewed this just a little bit. If there is a single way that the Panthers could possibly advance, I know you're not counting on it. I know you really like the Rams. What might it be? Because I have such a hard time finding flaws with LA.
Yeah, LA is tough. LA is tough.
Great
I
team.
believe that the last thing you want to be doing is passing the ball against LA. So the only way in which you can prevent yourself from being in a position where you have to rely on your quarterback to throw you to victory is by staying ahead of the chains and having long, sustained drives because you know that their offense can strike so quickly. Right, so I want to, if I'm playing against the Rams, and if you're Carolina, you want that ground game rolling, right? You want Rico rolling. You want their two-headed monster they have in the backfield. You need to get 150 yards on the ground. You need to have 12 to 14 play drives that are eating up, 6 minutes, 7 minutes off the clock, because I want to limit the opportunities that the defensive line has to get after me or my quarterback, and I also want to limit the opportunities that McVay has offensively to go out and score touchdowns. Because if I can limit him to 6 to 8 possessions a game, now he has to hit on every single one of those. But if I'm giving him 10 to 12, 13 possessions a game, you're probably going to find yourself in a bad way because they're not going to have that many errors offensively.
Oh, man, wouldn't want to be Carolina this weekend. He is Isaiah Stanback, an NFL Network analyst. You can catch him on Good Morning Football Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. It also re-airs at 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Thank you, Isaiah, so much.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Thank y'all. Good to talk to y'all.
Have a good one. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. With former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down bump. What are the best and worst jobs available in the NFL?
Best job in all the land. ATL, shouting. ATL. That is a job where you probably already have your franchise quarterback in Michael Penix. You have Bijan Robinson and
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson.
That's like the Grink. Did you ever see the Grink tweet?
Nah.
It goes, Curtis, you've seen this.
Yeah, it was like you escaped from like a plane crash unharmed, and like you're like, I made it home, guys.
On a desert
like it's
island.
great. And then your friend remembers the one time you spelled Grinch wrong as the Grink, and then they go, "What's the Grink there?"
And that's the thing is friends will always forget the one time you messed up a word. So you're gonna say something really smart about football, and we'll go, "Oh, was there water in the blood? Was the Grink there?" Okay, go ahead.
I love when you interrupt me, Stacy.
I
love it when you just get me off track.
Bijan Robinson, and then you repeated it.
Because it's French.
I'll turn
Bijan
my mic
Robinson. No, it's the Bump and Stacy show, okay? It's both of us here.
Do you want me to re-ask it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
The best job in the NFL belongs to the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan Robinson.
There you go.
Has a running back. He's a running back over there if you didn't know.
I didn't.
I think he's the best in the game. I know Cooks ended with the rushing leader, but they have Algier as well, Drake London, you got Moody, Kyle Pitts. I mean, offensively, they are ready to go. So I understand why they're looking at Clint Kubiak.
Sure.
Worst job at Browns. It's the Browns, man. Like, what are you going to do? You have the best defensive player in the land. We don't know who your quarterback's going to be. You have the 6th pick in the draft this year, but the quarterback situation ain't the greatest when it comes to the draft. It's Cleveland, unfortunately. And you know what's weird about Cleveland? It smells weird. You ever been in Cleveland?
No.
It smells weird. It really
Is it
does.
like factories or?
I don't know what it is.
Is there a reason that Cleveland smells weird?
No clue. I got off the plane. I'm walking around downtown Cleveland. It smells weird.
Yeah. You know, Tacoma used to smell really weird. Now it doesn't.
It doesn't?
I don't think so. I mean, I've been there quite a few times. My sister lives out there.
That Tacoma aroma is what they called it?
It used to smell constantly. What was it, a paper mill that was out there? Yeah. Now it doesn't anymore.
Hey, big ups Tacoma.
Yeah. Second down. How can this defense be even better in the playoffs?
I'm telling you. Kobe Bryant didn't even play last week. He didn't play. Ty Okada did a great job. But most of the time when Ty Okada's in the game, J Love is a guy who is in the box for the most part. Ty Okada, they rotate him down too, but it's mostly J Love. I think J Love is best on the back end. He's a guy that keeps everything in front. He's the safety. When Kobe Bryant walks down in that box, it just hits different. I think Ty Okada is a great backup safety. I think he's done a great job this year filling in. I think he's earned himself one or two more contracts in this league. But once Kobe Bryant gets back out there, this defense is going to get even better because you have another guy who plays with intensity, who will go downhill and hit you. I cannot wait to see Kobe Bryant line up with his defense. He will make them better.
Third down. What's a story that was overlooked this weekend?
No one talking about Bobby. 2,000 tackles. He's only the third player in NFL history to reach 2,000 tackles. London Fletcher, who's on the Commanders broadcast, has done that, and Ray Lewis. And you can say what you want about Bobby Wags. Of course, he's slowed down a bit. He's not hitting the line of scrimmage the way that he used to, but he's still playing it in this league, and he's reached 2,000 sacks. And I had a buddy DM me last night and remind me of that. I overlooked it. I'm like,
I did
dang,
too.
you're right, man. No one's talking about Bobby Wagner, the Seahawk great, who has 2,000 tackles. Only two other men in the world has done that in the NFL. So big ups to Bobby Wagner, future Hall of Famer, and needs to be talked about a bit more.
Fourth down. We were joined earlier by NFL Network analyst Isaiah Stanback. Anything stand out from that conversation?
Man, when I listen to these analysts all across the world and the way they talk about Sam, it's weird to me. You're allowed your own opinion of him. I get that, and I think a lot of what Isaiah said was true. When he's not comfortable, he has jittery feet. He's not on time. He said he gives him the bubble guts. And I was like, he doesn't give me the bubble guts, but I'm always waiting to see which version of him is going to show up. I'm waiting to see how Clint Kubiak is going to ease him into the game. He also said he likes the Jags as the dark horse on the other side, which I like because I just want to keep reminding people. They talked about how the Hawks didn't play anybody, and I think Ernest Jones' post-game speech said it the best. Right? They think we're frauds. He was angry, and I'm angry for him because they've beaten, 5 or 6 playoff teams, most in the NFL this year. And I think people need to be reminded about that. You get into the playoffs, you got to get lucky. Your quarterback needs to play well. You need to stay healthy. Defense, keep being intense. Run the football. But it's just the lack of respect that Sam gets. I get it, but I also watch so much film of Sam and see the crazy throws that he makes. And I don't think that people really understand how good he is. He's not elite. He's not average. He's in between. He's floating somewhere. Sometimes he plays elite, sometimes he plays average, but it feels like there's not enough respect on his name.
Well, and what's weird is it's one thing to say the defense is the strength of this team.
My bad. Did I say 2,000 sacks? I meant tackles for Bobby. Sorry.
They will get to and win a Super Bowl because their defense is elite. Like, if you were to tell me, hey, how does it happen? I would say that. However, I think that when you have a quarterback that's in that middle ground, you tend to go, oh, well, they must have an elite run game. Oh, they must have a top offensive line. And it's like, well, I mean, both are fine. But, look, JSN is the receiving yards leader this season and didn't throw the ball to himself. And the run game, you have Ken Walker with 1,000 yards. Did it feel like an overwhelmingly great season in the run? This isn't Saquon Barkley last year with Philly or that offensive line last year. Like, the offense as a whole is weaker than the defense, but still a really solid unit. A brand new coordinator, you're figuring yourself out. And I think that when you don't know what to make of Sam, General you pigeonhole him as like, oh, he's a game manager with great pieces around him. And it's like, all of them are kind of figuring it out. JSN is electric and amazing, but like, that's an offensive line that's still building and learning. They're fine, but like, that's a running back room that has been great, but is not overwhelmingly dominant this season. Yeah. There have been many games when we were talking about the run being an Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Like, we were having guests join us and whole conversations about eventually they're going to force you to run it on them, which I never thought that I would hear. I never thought that I'd hear, but timeline coming your way next.
2025, what a ride.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
How many we play? 15 innings?
15 innings.
The fans literally standing the whole game.
One of the most amazing games ever.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. That's the thing.
A good indication of what happens next.
This feels like a beginning.
This is where you hear it happen. Happy New Year from Seattle Sports.
Stacy here to tell you that I've had a horrible experience buying and selling a car, so I know a good one when I see it. And that's why I want to tell you about Wayscar Ford in Auburn. These are real people, Mark and Chris, and Way himself. Way is real. I know them, and you will too. And they want you to have a hassle-free, no-pressure experience when you're looking to sell your car or buy a new one. And let me tell you what, trusting the people you're working with is massive. Again, I sold my car years ago, this is real, to a place that absolutely ripped me off, and I wish I would have known about Wayscar Ford's profit-sharing program. Here's how it works. You bring in your car that you're looking to sell, and they'll give you a true valuation. If you accept the offer, they'll pay you the same day. The whole thing takes like 15, 20 minutes. Then, once they sell the car, they'll split any profit they make with you. 50-50. The program is a win-win for everyone. They get to save money on auction fees and expenses, and then you get to avoid scams and hassle. Plus, you can upgrade to a new model from their vast inventory like I did. They've just surpassed sharing over $1 million with people who have sold them their cars. Find out how you can do it, too, at wayscarford.com.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home. Thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and I did used to wonder, do I have enough to retire? Am I missing something? because I do want to retire, and I'd like to do it sooner rather than later, and I'd love to really enjoy my retirement. I'd love to travel. Well, I don't worry anymore. I don't wonder anymore. I met Trajan Wealth, and now I have answers and a real plan. They're not just advisors, they are fiduciaries, and they treated me like family. So take some of that stress off your shoulders. Call Trajan Wealth and get your plan started today. They'll take the time to determine your own risk tolerance level, along with learning about your goals and your timeline. Working with you, they'll develop a wealth management plan that reflects your values. So call Trajan Wealth today at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300, or go to TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-OA.
It is The Timeline, taking a look around the sports world. We're starting outside of Seattle here. The A's have run into a number of problems when attempting to relocate to Las Vegas. But now they've got an issue with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The A's have been denied trademarks for Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics. Uh-oh, that's an issue. Let's see.
Somebody snatched it already?
It's defined as it lacks distinctiveness as applied to the goods and services, is what it says. So it describes, I don't know. I don't understand law. It says,
so make it more specific.
It says trademarks have to be distinctive, and that this just isn't distinctive, because I think part of the problem is that athletics is an existing word, an existing thing. You know what I mean?
Man. Somebody's, according to the rule book, that's what that is.
Well,
being too specific with the rules.
Maybe the crossover is like, think of the number of gyms or the number of things that are like, I don't know.
Don't make excuses for
you.
this. This is dumb, Stacey. You know this. Vegas Athletics.
I think this is also the A's being dumb because they didn't get out in front of this and get their trademarks all lined up. Like, now you're going to have to pay whoever it is that wants to own these.
Vegas Athletic Baseball Team. How's that, huh?
Or Vegas A's, Las Vegas A's. Just drop the athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people call them the A's anyway.
I think athletic/athletics is making it difficult. But
it shouldn't be that hard.
I don't know.
I've always wondered why they don't have a beat reporter for the athletic reporter.
Speaking of penny pinching owners, Arizona Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell has been notorious for pricing out casual fans, but he offered up some examples of his generosity.
There's a perception that you guys are catering to the rich fans, right? With the seats and the ticket prices and the casinos and all that. What can you say to the everyday fan, the rank and file fan?
I'm not sure I totally agree with that. I think that we have done a lot of things to enhance the stadium. Food selection at the stadium. We've now got, I think, over a dozen different local brands inside the stadium. We have enhanced the Wi-Fi, which is everybody has access to.
Free Wi-Fi. What more do you want from me?
Come on.
Okay.
You peasants.
Yeah. What do you want? Things you can afford? Get out of here. That's ridiculous.
Every establishment that I frequent has free Wi-Fi. It's pretty much standard.
But
everywhere.
do you frequent University of Phoenix Stadium?
I do not.
Yeah, so there you go. Their Wi-Fi is different.
It's different. So much faster.
I know that penny pinching exists in a much more obvious scale in MLB. It's always weird to me when it's NFL teams because of the salary cap. It feels like the experience should be roughly the same everywhere you go. Like, you just inevitably have. Now, some owners use more of their own funds for stadium projects, and others really try to use public funds and force that on them and threaten relocation. Like, all those things are real, and that's a bummer. But I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to be cheap as an organization, and yet teams like the Cardinals or the Bengals manage to find a way to do it. It's almost impressive.
The NFL, well, it was profitable during the pandemic. Like, that's how much people love football. You go ahead and invest in your fans. They're the ones who help them pay your bills, pay your players. Don't penny pinch with the common folk, man. That's so American. So American.
On the latest episode of In Season Hard Knocks, Bobby Wagner shared the wild way he watched the movie The Martian.
You seen The Martian, where he gets stuck in space? You know, that's the only movie I've watched with no sound, and I watched the whole movie.
You just had subtitles?
I have nothing, bro.
What?
I made up my own, like, just what I thought was going on.
Was there a reason why you did that?
No. I was on an airplane, and you know how I missed the part where they said...
That makes sense why you lost me.
Pass you out the headphones. So I don't have the headphones that stick into the thing. So the lady next to me was, like, had just started the movie, so I was watching it, and I just saw crazy going on. And I low-key watched the whole movie. And it was interesting.
So in the 2 hours that you watched that movie, did no flight attendant come ask you want some headphones?
Well, I don't know if she knew. I don't even think I was supposed to be watching the movie. It wasn't on my screen. It was somebody else's screen. So I didn't want her to know that I was looking at her screen. So I was just kind of like looking like this. But it was a good movie. And I've always said to myself, man, I need to watch that movie with sound. But then I was like, I don't want to ruin it because the movie good to me without sound.
There's a lot of twists and turns here. At first, I appreciate the follow-up of, why? Did you mean to do that? And then the reveal of, okay, so I wasn't watching the movie. It was actually on the laptop of the person next to me, but it looked really interesting. We watched the whole thing together. They just didn't know it.
Bobby, push the button and get some earphones, man.
But it's not his movie. He's not watching it.
I know, but watch your own movie. Push the button.
I'm sure he could
get some earphones and say,
yeah.
excuse me, I missed it. Can I have some? That's some weird stuff right there, man.
I think that maybe he just should have turned to the person next to him and been like, here's subtitles maybe. You know, can I watch over your shoulder? I know that I am a millionaire who can probably afford this, but I like, just.
How can he say he even likes the movie without hearing it? Like, he doesn't know any of the dialogue.
But he said it looks crazy. Like,
sure.
I think that there are probably a lot of movies where if it didn't have sound, we'd go, well, what's going on here? I'd watch this.
I feel like he's lying. I feel like he wants to sound different. He wants to sound
deep.
He wants to,
he's
a deep thinker.
He is.
Cinephile.
Oh, you know what I did for 2 hours? I watched someone else.
You know how you can really get in touch with a movie?
I think
watch it without sound.
I think he's having a little bit of dry humor.
He was off
with
some
this
edibles.
One. No,
he was tripping on that plane.
I think there's a little bit of dry humor. I think he's saying like he's kind of making fun of himself a little bit. It looked really good. Looked really great. I was just watching over his shoulder. It was too late.
I think he's lying. I think he's trying too hard to be deep.
Well, we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to find a source.
I'm gonna text you later, Bobby.
Text him and say, "Were you telling the truth about this movie?"
I'm gonna
shoot him a text now. We need to know. The people need to know. Okay, next, Bob's really picking up his phone. Matt Ryan is rumored to be the favorite for the Falcons' president of football operations gig. But what does that mean for his current CBS job? Tom Pelissero reports that Ryan wants to do both jobs if allowed.
This had been in the works for weeks. Nothing the Falcons did down the stretch, including that 4-game winning streak, made any difference. They had already determined they were moving on from Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot, now likely moving forward with Matt Ryan, who is, from my understanding, hoping to retain his duties at CBS as well, also taking on that job as the president of football operations.
I mean, Brady's doing both. Not president of football operations, but he's in the booth and he's with Raiders ownership.
3-14.
You got Tom Brady owning a team or being partial owner of a team. You got Troy Aikman being a consultant for the Dolphins. And now you have Matt Ryan coming in and doing this thing as well. Quarterbacks have a different perspective. I think especially if you're a successful quarterback in this league, organizations are going to trust you a bit more to help with decisions. I don't think he has any experience doing this, but obviously he's close to the organization. Good luck to him, and he should be able to do both. I don't see an issue with it.
Next story, Snoop Dogg was a guest commentator on last night's Warriors 76ers game on NBC. Some highlights include Snoop using some incredible metaphors.
Golden State looking for some kind of offense anywhere they can find it. Melton.
32 letter.
Tough shot.
Small fries trying to run up on a Big Mac. Sit down somewhere. Oh, good pass. Good pass. He's wet.
Have a night, Kobe Sanders.
He's wet. Atlantic Ocean.
Small fries running up to a Big Mac.
Hey, if you grew up in Southern Cali, like how Snoop is talking, this takes me home, man. He said, he went ocean.
He was also on the call for Steve Kerr's ejection.
Back him up, GP, back him up, Steve banging fire on him.
He's already gone.
Steve banging Inglewood right now. Inglewood, get him, Steve. You in Inglewood, Steve? The Arizona Wildcat that came out and look at him.
Put Snoop on every call. Every call.
There's a few people who can do whatever they want, and Snoop is one of them.
He's one of them.
Worldwide.
Yeah. Back to the Seahawks, and then Rob Staton joining us at noon. Don't go anywhere.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The fourth #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of him.
Conversation.
Hopefully the next trip is going to be back down here for the Super Bowl.
Complete coverage at SeattleSports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know hope exists. A recent patient, Evan, details his experience.
Every day was a struggle. I was constantly throughout my life researching what are new ways, are there any breakthroughs for depression, anxiety, these things. And at some point I started to read a few things about ketamine. I probably read every single thing on the website multiple times.
Northwest Ketamine Clinics defines success as a reduction in symptoms by 50% or more. Over a 3-week period, 86% of their patients are successful.
When I arrived at the clinic, it was just a beautiful, peaceful, quiet place. As I saw that healing and growth could take place, and as I put the energy into it, I just saw so many things change in my life.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain and and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Do the Seahawks have a Super Bowl formula? We're getting back to that conversation here. We opened the show, Bump, by talking about how the 2025 Seattle Seahawks compare to the Seahawks of Super Bowls past. So we're looking at 2005, 13, and 14. Let's get back to that conversation and figure out whether the formula this year's group has is one that can propel them there. I loved what you said the first time around with, last time they had a question at quarterback. In hindsight, it became clear that Russell Wilson was the franchise guy. He ended up being here for a decade. But that was year 2. We didn't know that yet.
Yeah, it was the 3 teams, other than the Pope being crowned that year.
Yeah, which technically does reinforce this.
There are other things that make this formula so similar, right? Who's the quarterback for the 2005 Super Bowl run team?
One Matthew Hasselbeck.
Matthew Hasselbeck. You know what? I think one time he rose the 12 flag for us, and he asked that no one called him Matthew.
Oh, Matt
That is
Hasselbeck.
Matt. So I don't want you to get in trouble.
My bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Okay.
All right. And if you look up Matt Hasselbeck's stats for that year, decent year, completed 65% of his passes, 3,400 yards, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Run game, crazy, right? Sean Alexander, 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, 27 big plays, 107 first downs. It was all about that run game. Their leading receiver was Bobby Ingram, big OG. What's up, Bobby? 778 yards, but you did have Joe Jurevicius with 10 touchdowns. Goodness gracious, Joe. So when you look at this team, Matt Hasselbeck didn't have to do much, right? Take care of the football, make some throws, hand it off to the MVP of the league, and keep it pushing. So then we go to 2013. 2013. Let's look at Russell Wilson's stats. Completed 63% of his passes, 3,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Dang, same interceptions as our guy Matt, sorry.
He doesn't like to be called Matthew.
Like to be called
he told
Matt.
me that.
Marshawn Lynch, 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns. Leading receiver, Golden Tate, 898 yards.
Isn't it weird knowing that JSN has 1,000 more yards, basically?
Let's get to it.
Okay.
So now we fast forward
now
to
we're
this
moving
year.
and grooving.
Let's look at Sam Darnold. 4,000 yards more than Russell and Matt. 67% completion rate, better than those guys.
Okay.
25 touchdowns, around the same.
Okay.
14 interceptions, 5 more than both. Ken Walker, 1,000 yards, about 200 less than Marshawn Lynch. Then you have a 1,700-yard receiver. Offensively, it's similar minus the receiver part, right? You got the best receiver in the game this year. All the things that they have in common are that the quarterbacks are just good. Slightly above average in some instances. I would put Sam there, but just good. What held these teams down, all 3 of these teams, is their defense on 2 and the offensive line and run game on the other team. You're not asking your quarterback to go out there and be Superman. You're asking him to have his clutch moments, to take care of the football, and to lead this football team. Is this the Seahawk way? Like, if this team goes to the Super Bowl, right, just get there. I want them to win, of course, but say they just get to the Super Bowl like the 05 team did. I think the Seahawks are kind of redefining the way that you can win Super Bowls, or at least compete to win a Super Bowl, because you're not paying your quarterback top dollar to be the best in the league. You're saying, look, we'll pay you decently, what you deserve, but we're going to put a team around you that can uplift you at times.
Yeah, they very much had like the Eagles approach too. Never with, at least in 13 and 14, an offensive line that was that great, but like just a solid football team, a well-rounded, very complete football team, that being the common thread between all of these guys. And so to answer the question, yes, I think the Seahawks have a Super Bowl formula. And importantly, the Seahawks have a Super Bowl formula that has worked for them. They know that they can win a Super Bowl with this formula. Does it matter that the rest of the league, or I shouldn't say that, does it matter that there are analysts across the country that look at the team and doubt that? Not to the team. To me, it does. I love debates. I love getting into this debate, and I love challenging my own assumptions, right? Like, I look at Patrick Mahomes doing this over and over and over again with the Chiefs and go, God, maybe they're going to have to find that guy eventually. There is a really strong positive correlation with having, a franchise quarterback and winning. But that doesn't mean that there aren't notable exceptions and that there aren't teams that have bucked that trend. And the Seahawks have done it 3 times.
3 times. And to an extent, I would say the Niners kind of done it too, right?
Yeah.
You have Brock Purdy.
They don't have the wins to show, but yes.
Yeah, they've been to the show,
Jimmy G.
the big game. You got Brock Purdy and Jimmy G, 2 quarterbacks who are competent and good quarterbacks, but not elite, and you're not asking them to be elite. What do? You surround them with good football players. You give them a great defensive line. You give them one of the best linebackers in the game. You sprinkle in one of the best all-around football players in Christian McCaffrey. I think that I would always prefer to have the elite of the elite quarterback, for sure. But how do you do that? You mentioned it plenty of times. You lose. You lose a bunch of games. You get a high draft pick.
Get that number 1 pick.
And then your GM goes crazy and figures some stuff out. You give up a bunch of picks for this guy, a bunch of picks for that guy, and the Hawks haven't had that privilege, I guess. I wouldn't call it privilege, but that opportunity to be a bad football team, get a number 1 pick, and get a high pick during a draft where there's some nice quarterbacks out there. Like having the number 1 pick in this year's draft, you got to have 1 or 2 if you want to get a top quarterback. I was just looking at the PFF big board, right, when it comes to quarterbacks. They got Fernando Mendoza as a top quarterback, 4th overall when it comes to, I guess, his ranking. Then Dante Moore, number 2 quarterback, 5th overall. After that, they have Ty Simpson as the next quarterback, 55th overall. They have Trinidad Chambliss, 83rd overall. John Mateer, 88 overall. That just tells you just where or what the talent pool is this year. So not only do you have to be bad, you have to get lucky when it comes to the quarterbacks who are going to be entering the draft.
564, you can't compare Darnold with Russell Wilson and omit the rushing stats. No, you can't. But I think that the overall point is that the strengths of all of these teams were something outside of the quarterback. I actually think Russell Wilson, because of his strained relationship now with the team, with the city, with fans, gets credit taken away from how good he was.
Yeah.
But Bump's point still stands that at the time, people didn't look at it and say, you won because you had Russell Wilson.
Nah.
It was, you won because you've got all these pieces around you.
And
I mean,
Marshawn.
For that matter, what am I thinking? Ben Roethlisberger ended up being Pittsburgh's guy for like 15, 16, 17 years. But when he won in 2005 as a very, very young quarterback, it was also great pieces around him.
Yeah. So
it was a kind of a similar thing where it's like, in hindsight, he ended up being a big deal. But he wasn't a rushing quarterback, obviously. But I think that JSN helps make up for some of that difference in terms of the skill and explosiveness that you're bringing. Yes, Russell Wilson's rushing stats were a huge part of that. But he didn't have JSN.
Yeah. So it's Matt Hasselbeck had Sean Alexander, 1,800 yards. Russell Wilson had one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah, great receivers, but it was like a collective effort.
And then Sam Darnold has one of the best defenses this year, plus the best receiver in the game. So there's a will, there's a way. They just got to play some good ball, get lucky, stay healthy.
Taking a look around the NFL at 12:30. Coming up next, it's Seahawks Draft Logs, Rob Staton.
2025. What a ride.
The Seahawks win 38-37. It's Sauber with the 2-point conversion catch. Holy cow.
So glad we can get done at home in front of the 12s.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Lumen Field in Seattle.
This is where you hear it happen.
We've won so many different ways all year.
Happy New Year from Seattle Sports.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
We are well into the rainy season, Seattle, but it's not too late to get your roof replaced. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project this winter. Our certified technicians build a custom plan for your home, ensuring a worry-free installation even in the winter months. Replace your roof now while material prices are low and lead times are short. Stop wasting your time on costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with the lifetime subscription for 65% off. Just go to Babbel.com and start today. Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And because Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember, you'll be talking like a local in time for takeoff. Dive into the world of language learning content with Babbel's videos, podcasts, and stories from around the world, full of culture bites and language learning tips. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. But don't wait. This offer ends January 15th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
From ESPN's Adam Schefter, Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph is expected to interview this week for vacancies at the Raiders, Cardinals, Giants, and Titans head coaching position. One thing said after Week 18, your 2025 NFL draft order. The Raiders have the first overall pick, followed by the Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Giants, Browns, Commanders, Saints, Chiefs, and Bengals.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seahawks Draft Blog's Rob Staton joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. And Rob, I love that I'm asking you questions very sincerely about the Seahawks as a Super Bowl team. Did they make a statement about being the best team in the NFL with that win over San Francisco?
Yeah, well, look, we've spent a few weeks talking about they need statement wins, signature wins, and stuff like that. And the Rams game was, was an amazing win, and it was the kind of game afterwards that you think, wow, that's a game you're never going to forget. It's an exciting game. But what you didn't have was just sort of going into someone's backyard like the Niners and dominating them for 4 quarters. That game could have been 35-3, let alone 13-3. And it was only sort of some slight errors in the red zone and stuff like that and missing kicks that prevented that from being a complete pasting. So that was a statement win. This is a Niners team. Yes, they've got a lot of injuries, but they've been handling the business. They've been beating some good teams. They're finding a way to get the job done. The number 1 seed's on the line. And you just went over there and took their soul. So, yeah, off the back of that, the Seahawks are a Super Bowl contender for sure.
I was impressed with this defense, man. I mean, it's swarming. I was doing the pre- and post-game show, and it was like when they made contact, that was it. There was no falling forward. There was no gaining an extra yard. Just your thoughts on this defense overall and where they stack up across the league with teams like the Texans.
Well, I was watching the video the Seahawks put out after the Panthers game, that behind-the-scenes stuff, and they had all of the players in the tunnel before they came out for the game against the Panthers. And you've got like DeMarcus Lawrence at the front of the queue and Jaron Reed, and they were all like barking like dogs, like row, 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 row. And then that's the way that they're playing. They're like a bunch of angry dogs, and the football is a big stake. And they're all trying to fly to it and chase that stake, and that's the way they played. This defensive line was doing to the Niners what the Niners used to do to Seattle 5 or 6 years ago when they had DeForest Buckner and Arik Armstead. Just these physical, tone-setting guys up front in the trenches, and they would beat you up, and you would be physically drained after the game. You could see in that 4th quarter, that final drive that Seattle had, the Niners players wanted to get off the field. They did not want any business of trying to defend that final drive because you'd taken the game away from them. You'd made them dislike football, which I think is the aim of this Seahawks team under Mike Macdonald, to make the other team not want to play football against you. Yeah. And the great thing is on the other side of the ball, the offensive line did the same thing as the defensive lineman. But, DeMarcus Lawrence, Jaron Reed, Byron Murphy, Devin Witherspoon, Ernest Jones, Chenna, what a group of guys you've got, and it does remind me of the LOB a little bit, not in terms of the actual style of play or the players or the individuals, but just the physical domination that they showed in that game. That is what the LOB used to do, and that is a defense that, yes, can win you 2 home games and get you to a Super Bowl. I really hope it happens.
You've in part answered this already, but I want to stick with it. I'd love for you to compare and contrast this 2025 defense with the LOB, what feels familiar and what sets it apart.
Well, I think the big difference is obviously that was a secondary-centric team with the personality of someone like Richard Sherman. You don't have somebody like that on this defense who is just completely outspoken, who's going to like constantly remind you that he's the best player at his position in the league. You're not going to have somebody like that. You know, Will Thomas was one of a kind, and so was Cam Chancellor. So and they were, you know, the whole Legion of Boom personality was based around the secondary, and then you had like players like Bobby Wagner, who did such a tremendous job, you know, at linebacker. And then you had your Bennett and Averils and Meebanes and people like that. But it was sort of secondary, and then brilliant complementary pieces in front. I feel like this is more of a front to back team. This is defensive line is your identity. And you can chuck sort of Ernest Jones into the mix because the way that he's played all year has been sensational. So I think that's what it is. And I like that. You know, I want to watch trenches football. You know, I know that people like different things. I don't really like finesse football. You know, when I started watching this sport, like a long time ago now, it was because I like watching big men hammer each other. And, you know, and just sort of that physical match in the trenches. And that's what you've got with this team. And if you have that kind of a team, you can go anywhere and win any game anyway. And that's what they've got. And the fact that the defensive line is playing so well and the defense is playing so well is enabling when the offense is having a bit of an off time to get through it. They're still winning games. That's what would concern me if I was any of the other teams in the NFC. The Seahawks turn the ball over all the time. They still won 14 games this year.
When I listen to, I guess, national guys, it's like 60-40 when it comes to the belief in Sam Darnold. They're looking at the last game. I heard Dominic Foxworth. They blew my mind. He said, well, you know, last game, Sam concerned me. I'm like, 20 for 26, clutch third down throws. What are you looking at? Do you have any concerns with Sam Darnold after last game?
Well, the last game was not the one to have the concerns with. Right. You know, like that. I mean, look, there was the throw at the end. I don't know why they called that play. Like in that final drive, why they had him drop back and throw it and nearly get intercepted. Like that would have been an absolute disaster if that would have happened. They should have just carried on running the ball. But apart from that and the fumble, which is not his fault, like Jalen Sundell stood on his leg and he fell over. That was almost a catastrophe, but it wouldn't have been Sam Darnold's fault. It would have been, you know, a collective issue there with just the execution of that play. He managed the game very, very well. Like he made some really big key plays. That third down play, to tell a little bit of a story for you, over here in the UK, because the game was on the broadcast, on the TV, of course, they went to a commercial break because there was an injury or a timeout before that, the Cooper Kupp catch on third down. And when they came back, they'd missed the play. So all I saw was Cooper Kupp with the football in his hands walking back to the line of scrimmage, wondering what on earth's going on. I had to go and rewind on my laptop to watch the play. And then I was like, I've just missed one of the best plays that Sam Darnold's made all year. Yeah. You know, to convert that third down and to win this game, to end this game. Plays like that, those big third down conversions, I thought he was exactly what he needs to be in this kind of a style of play to help Seattle win.
Let's keep talking about the offense and Sam as a whole. Bump and I yesterday said the exact same thing you did to start our show, which is this could have been a blowout. This could have been 24-3. It could have been much more. You have two missed field goals. We both thought, especially that final missed field goal when they're driving 96 yards down the field up to the San Francisco 3 or 4 yard line. Like, that's a good drive. I think that was the Cooper Kupp catch as well to keep that moving, that there were absolutely points left on the board. I'm wondering just how you see the offense as a whole in terms of the damage they could potentially do in the postseason. Because I think, Rob, that people look at how elite the defense feels, and compared to the defense, they go, well, that's your weakness. But it's not bad. It's just not the strength of the team. So I'm wondering, just from an offensive perspective, how do you think this team rolls through the playoffs?
I think there's a lot of teams who'd like the 10th best offense per DVOA. And that's what the Seahawks have got. Yeah, it's a top 10 offense. So, and when you pair that with the best defense or the second best defense, whatever it is, you win a lot of football games there. Mm-hmm. And, you know, this is a strange NFL season because, like, in the past, in the recent past, you would get to this stage and you go, okay, now it's the time for Patrick Mahomes. Now it's the time for Josh Allen to get to the AFC Championship game. Now, you know, run through the quarterbacks who have had the success, and they're the ones that are going to dominate in the playoffs. A lot of those guys aren't there. You know, Lamar Jackson's not there. Patrick Mahomes isn't there. Joe Burrow's not there. They're all in the AFC. And you kind of look at it now and think, well, what is this season all about in the NFL? And for me, it has been avoiding the catastrophic losses. Like Seattle has done that. A lot of other teams have had those losses. The Rams are going back to the place where they had one of their catastrophic losses to the Panthers earlier this year. And the reason the Seahawks have been able to avoid those things is because they have the most rounded roster. And on a day when Sam Darnold maybe does turn the ball over a couple of times, defense will pick him up. On a day where maybe it's throwing it down with rain, the running game is now showing it can produce something. It can do 150 yards between the two running backs if needs be, plus. If the offense is playing very, very well, it can help the defense when they have an off day, as they did against the Rams a few weeks ago when they gave up all of those points and all those yards to Puka Nacua. So, and then you've got the special teams, which is still capable of putting points on the board itself and being a difference maker. So you have all of these different ingredients of which the offense play a part, and it makes for a rounded team that is going to give them a chance to just carry on what they're doing. And I really hope that the 12s will get to Lumen Field and ensure that there are not a load of away fans for these two games. Because if you can make that place a hellscape for opponents to play over the next two games, with the way this defense is playing, the Seahawks are going to have a great chance to get back to another Super Bowl. And wouldn't that be amazing? Because I don't think many people expected that a few months ago.
It feels like the running backs have kind of settled into their roles, right? I was telling Stacy yesterday, like, to start the season, we're questioning why is Zach Charbonnet in the red zone, give K9 some burn. And you look at the touches, it's pretty even, like 16 carries to 17 carries. How do you feel about just the role of these running backs and how they've kind of settled into what the team is asking them to do?
I think there's a slight caveat that the Niners are not very good defending the run. And defensively, the Niners are so beat up, you know, not having Bosa, Warner, everybody else. I mean, they lost both linebackers in the game. It speaks to the physical domination that Seattle had, that even the replacement backups are now getting injured as well. So it was, I would suggest, a bit easier to run against the Niners than it may be to run against some other teams. Like if you play the Eagles, I don't think it'll be interesting to see how they run the ball against those interior defensive linemen, for example. But there are some other teams in the playoffs who are quite similar to the Niners. You know, the Bears are an example of that, who you can run on them. The Niners have shown you can run on them. You can run on the Panthers. We saw that last week as well. So you are going to have an opportunity to finish this season how you perhaps intended to start it, which is by being a physical running team. And if they can carry on doing what they've done for, I suppose you could say, for the last 3 weeks now, then I just keep saying the same thing. They're going to have a great chance to win the Super Bowl.
It's a good thing that we're ending all of our conversations that way. Well, I feel pretty good about it. We get a nice little bye week here where we all get to watch some stress-free football. Obviously, if the Packers advance, they're your automatic opponent as the lowest seed, but it sure feels like people are expecting the Rams to beat the Panthers and then come back here to Seattle. How would you feel about a potential rematch against the Rams, firstly? And secondly, is there an opponent you'd most especially like them to be able to get a shot at?
Well, sort of the big bravado answer is to say, like, oh, I don't care who you're going to play in 2 weeks' time. But I think if we're being really honest, none of us really want to play the Rams in the divisional round. They are probably the scariest team that are left, because we've seen what Stafford can do. He's won a Super Bowl. If you just throw the ball in the general direction of Puka Nacua, he seems to be catching everything. And it's Sean McVay, and the win against the Rams, there was an element of luck to that game. And with 8 minutes left, it was a pasting. So, you know, there's a danger that they will come and that they'll actually just not make the mistakes they did last time and that you will be eliminated. But you don't see the same games over and over again. Like, I remember the 2013 when the Seahawks played the Saints on Monday Night Football, completely destroyed them. It was a 7 or 8 point game when the two teams met again in the playoffs. Like, you look at the way that the Niners played Seattle in week 1 versus the way they played them in week 18. Very different. The first game against the Rams, totally different to the second game against the Rams. I think if the two teams played each other, it'd probably be different again. I don't think it would be like 38, 37 or whatever it was last time. I think it would be a different game. But truly, honestly, I'm kind of hoping that the Packers or the Niners win next week and that you don't have to play the Rams in the divisional round.
He is Seahawks Draft Blog's Rob Staton. Rob, we can't wait to talk to you next week and actually preview Seattle's next opponent. And we hope you have a ton of fun watching these games this weekend. And you're right, it's really fun to talk about the Seahawks very sincerely as a Super Bowl contender. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, this week's amazing. You just got to sit back, watch the football, and let the other teams beat each other up, and then you got to find out who you play.
Just watch their problems unfold. So, thanks, Rob.
Exactly.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Falcons have requested an interview with Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak for their head coaching job. Here was Mike McDonald yesterday when asked about Kubiak interviewing.
Part of our vision of what we want to create here is a team where coaches want to work, and they can feel like they're getting developed too and they're getting opportunities. And so if we're doing what we're supposed to on the field, those opportunities are going to come. And it's great that some of those are happening, so we're cheering those guys on. It's a little bittersweet to a certain degree that you might lose a great person and a great coach from your team, but not enough to kind of stymie their progress. We're definitely rooting for those people and encouraging them to, look at if it's a great opportunity for them. Now, on the other hand, if someone doesn't really want to be, if they want to pursue an opportunity and they don't want to be here, then we'll let them go as well too. We want guys that want to be here, but we got a great staff.
So what's the real headline?
It's been so long since a Seattle assistant got hired elsewhere. I didn't think it was allowed anymore. This is always good news, but maybe an obstacle that a defensive head coach is going to constantly have to face.
Yeah, Kubiak is a good coach. He has an offense that is becoming more common in the NFL now. I think the game is getting packed back in, more play action, more under center. There's a time where everyone wants to spread it out. And he's been able to put his talents on display. And I understand why Atlanta would want him to have talent over there. The roster is deep offensively, but it would hurt. What's next? Who's next? Is there someone on staff right now that Coach McDonald believes in? If not, what does the search look like to find that guy? Because how they're running the offense now is conducive to this personnel. So you don't want to switch that up too much. Good luck to Kubiak if he does get that job.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, the Cowboys have fired Matt Eberflus as their team's defensive coordinator. What's the real headline?
Why? What happened? Did I miss something?
Everything happened.
Oh, no. What's going on with the Cowboys defense?
Dallas Cowboys.
What? He's also in a bit of a pickle where I don't think that he was a great head coach. Clearly things fell apart in Chicago. Obviously didn't help the Cowboys, but the Cowboys have a personnel issue defensively also.
Yeah, and he mentioned that. To the media, he said he wasn't working with the players that he thought he was going to work with. They were third to last overall when it comes to yards allowed. They were last against the pass. They were better against the run, like 24th, something like that. And when it comes to points allowed, they were last. Yeah, time to move on.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Keep moving. Third coordinator in 3 years for Dallas.
Do you think Dallas's issue, their offense is great. Is their issue the cap space invested now in their offense?
I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I'm not too, you're paying your quarterback, $70 million, it feels like, next year.
They also could have really used DeMarcus Lawrence.
That would have helped.
How validating for him, too. I mean, remember when they first signed DeMarcus Lawrence and we spoke with Curtis, who was it? The Cowboys reporter, Todd Archer?
Todd Archer.
Yeah, Todd Archer. And we had him on, and he was like, no, DeMarcus Lawrence is great. He was well-respected. He was a great leader. He was actually really productive in the 4 games he played. He just got hurt. But I think that this team feels like they can succeed without him and that he's older. And I think that was the sentiment among Cowboys fans, at least in some of the responses I saw, were like, we love D-Law, but yeah, time to move on. No, you absolutely could have used DeMarcus Lawrence. And now he's playing on the best defense he's ever been part of.
I also think that he might have been rejuvenated too, right? You move along like that, you feel like you're disrespected, you come here, you start all over. He was playing good ball. When they did sign DeMarcus Lawrence, I looked at the 4 games that he did play in, he was moving. So I don't know what they saw, but he's over here doing his thing.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is getting a fresh start in 2026. Quote, would be dope, end quote. What's the real headline?
The Dolphins say the feeling is mutual. Yeah, Dolphins are moving on.
I think they are.
Yeah,
I think they should. I think, but the hard part about this is, again, like, who's going to be the guy? I mean, I floated Kyler Murray going over there. You floated Russell to Minnesota, I think, yesterday you said.
Well, I'm just wondering if, look, I don't think Russell's going to get a job as a starter right away, but I do think there are going to be teams still very much figuring it out at quarterback. And I don't mean figuring it out like, the Raiders clearly need to find an answer from Geno. I mean teams that seemingly have an answer that just they're not sold on. J.J. McCarthy, you drafted as a first-round pick. That's your answer. Is he good?
I think he needs more time, and he hasn't been healthy the majority of his career. So we'll see. But you bring over a vet just in case. And that's why I like that Russell Wilson deal over there.
Yeah.
But the Dolphins have a team that's ready to compete right now as far as personnel-wise. You look at the draft class. It's not very deep. Like, you have to go with a veteran who's floating out there.
As far as when the Dolphins are going to get to do this, they are outside of the top 10 of the 2026 NFL draft, looking at with a 7-10 record at pick number 11. Latest mock draft, way too early mock draft, but completely fair, has them going with an offensive tackle. They got a lot of holes to fill. And speaking of Dallas, they have them going defense right behind them. Good. You need to do that.
Yes.
Speaking of our first headline, yeah, you're going to need to fix that. Fernando Mendoza, widely expected to be selected number 1 overall for the Raiders. I feel bad for Pete Carroll. Someone said, what about Pete Carroll raising the 12 flag for a home playoff game?
No.
It's not, I don't think he's doing anything.
I think the wounds are still a little too fresh.
Yeah. But there's a little tactless to be like, hey, we know you just got let go from your new job. Would you want to come raise a flag for this team? Yeah, I don't know about that. Who would you want to see raise the 12 flag?
Playoff game?
They've been doing a lot of ex-players this year. And I feel like that will probably continue because it's the 50th anniversary season.
Yeah, but
I don't know, like Matt Hasselbeck or something.
Or like get
Matt's
a bunch of.
I think Matt did it.
What about a bunch of Mariners together? Like multiple
Cal and
Mariners.
Julio.
Yeah, like get the Mariners squad.
I like that.
Just a bunch of them together for the divisional round.
Cal's raised it. I think Cal and Julio have both raised it.
They should have this year?
Not this year, but in years past.
I think they should have like Cal, Julio, all the pitchers. Bring Geno Suarez back.
425 says Marshawn. That would be pretty.
It definitely
pretty
needs to be
epic.
star power. I say this with love and light and respect. I don't want to see like a D-list celebrity just because they're from Seattle.
You don't want to see. Who's the lead singer of Train? Pat Monahan. He lives out here.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
And no disrespect to those people. They're far more famous and accomplished than I'll ever be. But like
Dave Matthews. He lives out here.
Dave Matthews is not a D-list celebrity though. But I want to see athletes, well-known, prominent athletes, or someone insanely famous.
I think Conan O'Brien's got a place out here. On
Get Conan.
Bainbridge.
That would be the most random 12 flag raiser for that.
I would love to see
Playoffs
Conan.
are back in Seattle. It's Conan O'Brien.
He would make a mockery of the whole thing. It'd be
Will
great.
Ferrell comes out here. Has Will Ferrell done it? He had Seattle
He
ties because
might
he's tight
have.
with Carroll.
Yeah, he was super tight with Pete Carroll.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see like A-list, well thought out sports celebrities, not a D-list, people that are from here so we celebrate them and have them at every single event over and over and over. I don't want like a Tuesday Mariners game guest. That's not what I want. I want a prime time playoff football game Seahawks at home guest, a number 1 seed 12 flag raiser. That's what I want.
You got to go outside the region, and this has got to be some random Seahawk fan or that's famous.
No, I think you go groups of people. I think there's power in numbers. I think that you have like all of the Legion of Boom, or you have, and I know they've done it, or you have like this
something
year's
fresh stuff, something new.
Because
what about
Earl helped raise the flag earlier this season.
Yeah, so they've already done it this
Earl
year.
and Bennett, I think it was. We've had Earl, Bennett, Cam. I don't think Sherm's done it.
I think that the Mariners as a group is a great idea. I'm patting myself on the back for that. That's a solid. They went to the playoffs, obviously made a deep run at the playoffs.
I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, Jeff Probst.
There
Done.
we go.
Yeah,
He's
solved
from
it.
here. Although he's in Fiji like year round.
Well, I mean, we could maybe get him out here. Chris Pratt, no.
He's done it before.
He's done it before. Chris Pratt was just here.
He was there on the Thursday night game.
No,
yeah.
I don't want Chris Pratt. No offense. There are famous people. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, notable
I'm pretty
Seahawks
sure he's
fan.
done it, though.
But they've already done it. I want something we haven't seen yet this year. And I love that they're fans. It's really cool to have like celebrity representation, and they talk about it on Instagram and all that. It's great.
360 at Mike Holmgren. That'd be a pretty good one.
Homer's done it.
Okay. Someone said Stan Darnold. The fan who
The
was in the
guy
stands.
from
Listen,
Carolina.
Actually,
you
that
know
might
what?
be it.
You know what? I said that I didn't want like a random D-list celebrity, but this is so much more
What a
than
moment.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly who it needs to be.
Stan Darnold.
Ooh,
Reach
Josh
out.
Naylor. That'd be a good one.
Stan Darnold, Big Dumper, Josh Naylor. all
Sydney
together.
Sweeney. She's from Spokane, right?
Oh my God! If we got Sydney Sweeney to raise the 12 flag, guys.
Hey, I just hope she does the interview before that. I just want to meet her.
The pregame show.
Yeah, pregame show.
Oh, you
I
guys
think-
trying to sit next to her?
I think that you guys
Sliding your
would just be
chairs?
Paul Moyer just staring. Paul, it's your turn for a question.
No,
Sorry.
No, Paul Moyer would try to dominate the interview. He gets so excited, but I pause.
Do you want to see, Sydney, do you want to see how fast I can run? Watch.
Yeah, I used to play in the NFL.
Yeah, no big deal. Anyways, taking a look around the NFL next.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The fourth #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of him.
Conversation.
Hopefully the next trip is going to be back down here for the Super Bowl.
Complete coverage at SeattleSports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Stacy here to tell you that I have had a horrible experience buying and selling a car. So I know a good one when I see it, and that's why I want to tell you about Wayscar Ford in Auburn. These are real people, Mark and Chris and Way himself. I know them, and you will too. And they want you to have a hassle-free, no-pressure experience when you're looking to sell your car or buy a new one. And let me tell you what, trusting the people you're working with matters. Again, I sold my old car years ago to this place that absolutely ripped me off, and I wish I would have known about Wayscar Ford's profit-sharing program. Here's how it works. You bring in your car you're looking to sell. They'll give you a true evaluation. If you accept their offer, they'll pay you the same day. The whole thing takes about 15 minutes. Then, once they resell your car, they'll split any profit they make with you. 50-50. The program is a win-win for everyone. They get to save money on auction fees and other expenses, and you get to avoid scams and hassle. Plus, you can upgrade to a new model from their vast inventory like I did. They've just surpassed sharing over $1 million with people who have sold them their cars. Find out how you can do it too at wayscar4.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. That's Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN Seattle Sports.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL, we are going to start with the Vegas Raiders. Raiders GM John Spytek addressed the media on Monday following the team's decision to move on from head coach Pete Carroll. Spytek first explained the decision.
I want to thank Coach Carroll from the ownership perspective and from my personal perspective as well. He was a great partner. In my first year in this job, he worked tirelessly to give Raider Nation the team and the outcomes and the results that they wanted and deserve. He was a wonderful person to deal with for me personally on a day-to-day basis. And I'm just very grateful to have had the opportunity to work with him, a great coach like him for a year. And this organization, the ownership, myself, wish him nothing but the best in the future. We're truly grateful for his efforts. I also want to make it extremely clear, too, that I bear a ton of responsibility for the outcome of the season and our record. This isn't on any one person, and really I don't want anyone to think that anyone deserves more responsibility than me in that. It's something I'm very aware of.
Do you think this is also just about like, hey, Pete, we think you're great, but when we're turning over a new leaf, we need to turn it over everywhere?
Yeah, of course it is. I also think that Pete didn't live up to their expectations. Maybe they expected something more inside the building. Maybe it was like his passion, relationship. Maybe it was the way he coached his team. Maybe it was the staff that he put together. Maybe it was the decision to really try to get Geno in there, bringing old players back. It's a bunch of stuff, man. I hate when Jim says, oh, I'm a big part of this too. Then fire yourself then too, but you're not going to do that.
No, absolutely not.
No, it's, yeah, you saw it on the sideline. It wasn't the same Pete.
Yeah.
The players weren't inspired.
Yeah.
You have to move on.
He was asked whether Max Crosby is untouchable.
I have a lot of respect for Max and how much he loves to play the game. And I've had the opportunity in the last several weeks to spend a lot of time with Max. And I think it's been well documented that he didn't love the idea of not playing football. And I think you always want that from your best players. In fact, I think that's why they're your best players. So I love Max. He embodies what a Raider is. I've been pretty upfront with that from the day that I sat up here almost a year ago. And I continue to believe that.
What does that mean? Does that mean yes, he's untouchable?
It means that I feel like you can't get rid of Max Crosby. Unless, what are you going to get out of him? Are you going to get a first round, maybe a late first round for Max Crosby? He's kind of getting up there in age, but no, I think he is a staple in the Raiders organization. Unless you get an offer that you cannot refuse, which I don't think you're going to get. No, I feel like Max is going to be there. He should be there. He's the Raider, the face of the Raiders.
And finally, SpyTech gave a pretty big hint about their plans with that first overall pick.
You know, there's probably no more important hire in an NFL organization than the head coach. They're the daily guy. They set the vision. They set the cadence. They are what touches the players every day and demand excellence from players. And the players are the ones that have to go out there and do it. And the more good players you have and the better person at the helm that you have steering that ship, you know, my experience is the more successful you are. And, you know, if you look at, are there two more important hires in an organization than a quarterback and a head coach? I think we probably all would agree that those two men usually steer the ship, and that's out in front of us right now.
That's out in front of us right now, getting that quarterback and getting that head coach. Well, you're looking at number one. Is it Fernando Mendoza?
I think it's going to be, but I like Dante more just because he's a bit more mobile. You can go, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one, in my opinion. It's what style of football do you want to play? Who's your coordinator? What style of offense does he run? I mean, if we're learning anything, it's personnel. You look all across the league with the quarterbacks who aren't considered elite, they're in the right situation. Even the elite quarterbacks are in the right situation. But if you don't have an elite, you got to make sure your offense fits what he does.
You guys want to guess the last quarterback drafted in the first round for the Raiders?
Last quarterback.
Is it Jamarcus?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yeah, it is Jamarcus.
It's Jamarcus.
Yeah.
2007. It hasn't been since 2007 they've taken a quarterback in the first round. Not even a late first rounder. And it's going to be the number one overall pick again.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah, send him those DVDs. I wonder if Fernando's going to have a different experience with the DVDs. What's this? Neither of them are going to watch it.
They're not, no.
Yeah, how do I do this? Is this a CD? I've heard about CDs.
Send me the link. That's what it is now.
I saw a bin of DVDs the other day at the store, and I was like, who's buying?
Were they free? They should be free.
They were not free, and
Like
I
at
genuinely
Walmart?
thought, yeah, it was. I was like, I don't remember the last time I've seen DVDs in a store, even.
Nah. Well, Walmart, those big bins in the middle of the
Yeah,
house.
that's what it was.
Like $5
I was like,
DVDs.
wow, wow.
That's for older folks who don't want to.
Yeah, that's true. My
still
mom's
got
still
my DVD.
figuring out streaming,
Yeah.
but she also doesn't know DVDs. We
Really?
lost her at DVDs, I think. So years ago.
So she's VHS all day.
I think so. She's just like whatever's on the TV. Like, yeah, I haven't touched it in 6 months. I just watch whatever's on.
I don't change the channel.
I don't say, what do you mean change the channel? No, we have this channel. That's the channel we have. Does Adam Schefter think Joe Burrow wants out of Cincinnati? A topic we'll be talking about all offseason. He says not yet, but that day could be coming soon.
I think Joe Burrow made it pretty clear that he said he intends to be back in Cincinnati in 2026. I think it sets up a very important season in Cincinnati all the way around. They've brought back Zach Taylor and Duke Tobin. Joe Burrow said he'll be back. I think Joe Burrow feels obligated to the franchise in the sense that they brought in the receivers that he wanted last offseason. He lobbied and campaigned for them. They brought him back, and he got hurt. So we didn't get to see what Joe Burrow could do this season with his two guys, and I think he feels a certain sense of commitment and loyalty to go see that through for this year. But if the Bengals have another season where they underperform next year, I think all bets are off.
All right, so give it another year. It's not going to be this offseason. It's not going to be some blockbuster deal that shocks us. But if you have another year like this for Joe in Cincinnati, all of a sudden a 30-year-old Joe Burrow might start, well, he'll be 31, I think, might start, you know what I mean?
I mean, he's already
Flying out.
throwing the hints out. I'm not having fun.
Yeah, it's not so subtle.
Emo.
He's a teenage. You have teenagers. It's whatever.
It's whatever. Okay. No enthusiasm. No, he. I mean, it starts with that offensive line and that defense, right? He's going to be able to put up points. He's put up points with a mediocre offensive line. He's that talented, but I think he has to feel like there's a true investment to play good defense, and he'll start having fun again.
Next up, where'd I go? Schefter also expects Lamar Jackson to stay put in Baltimore for 2026.
Lamar Jackson's a top quarterback. I expect him back. I don't think he's moving on, but there's too much we don't know right now in Baltimore to answer that question with any sort of certainty. And we need more information before we could even address Lamar Jackson's future, which today I would fully anticipate is in Baltimore, and I reserve the right to adjust that based on developments there.
Which quarterback spends the bulk of his prime with his current team? Joe Burrow with Cincinnati or Lamar with the Ravens?
I think it's Lamar with the Ravens because Lamar isn't. he isn't at a place, at least yet, to where he's throwing out hints that possibly I'd want to get out of here. Lamar's doing a good job of just playing it cool, saying the right things, or trying to say the right things, whereas Joe Burrow is a bit more emotional when it comes to that. So because he's comfortable coming out to the public and saying some of the things, it makes me think he's closer to being out of there.
Arizona GM Monty Ossenfort held his end-of-year press conference and was asked about Kyler Murray's future. Lots of future talk for quarterbacks. Asked about Murray's future in the desert, had this to say.
As it pertains to Kyler, Kyler's under contract, Jacoby's under contract, Keaton Slovis is under contract. We just came off the last game of the year, and less than 24 hours ago, we just left the field. And so, there'll be a time and place for those discussions. I think when you come off a season like we have, I'd say all options are on the table, whether it's quarterback or any other position. All options are on the table, and we're going to investigate all those to improve the team. And with every roster decision, we're going to always, as we always have, we're going to do what's in the best interest of the team.
Hear me out. Kyler to Miami.
Hear me out. Saying it like you said that first. I said it first. Hear me out. Bum, listen to this. Listen to this.
Bump. Hear me out. Hear me out. Listen.
I think that's a possibility. He ain't going to be in Arizona. I can guarantee you that.
Hear me out. Kyler to Minnesota.
Possibly. Kyler.
My new brand is going to be saying, hear me out, and then pitching that person going to Minnesota.
Like just multiple people? Multiple quarterbacks?
I've just decided right now to make that so that we never cross paths. I'm just going to start saying, how about Minnesota?
I think
for anyone. Oh, could Max Crosby be traded? How about Minnesota?
I think any team that has a vacancy at quarterback has to look at Kyler Murray. He's been a Pro Bowler before. He's shown he can play in the league. He does have some deficiencies. But if you're looking for a starting quarterback, Kyler Murray has to be on your list.
A wild Seahawks take coming your way next.
2025, what a ride.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
How many we play? 15 innings?
15 innings.
The fans literally standing the whole game.
One of the most amazing games ever.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, anything can happen. That's the thing.
A good indication of what happens next.
This feels like a beginning.
This is where you hear it happen. Happy New Year from Seattle Sports.
The new year is finally here, and you could kick the new year off right by getting in shape and making Top Fitness your first stop. Hey, Brock Ewart here with my friends at Top Fitness, where their stores are celebrating the new year with some great deals. You could take your New Year's resolution seriously with the very best fitness gear there is set up in your home by our professional installers. They sell the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire, and Hyrox. Come in now and check out the best deal of deals on treadmills. They're Precor 885 treadmills that are lease returns normally sell for over $13,000, now only $36.99, including a full 3-year warranty. This is the same commercial treadmill sold to health clubs worldwide. And every new treadmill, elliptical, and home gym, well, they're all on sale. They got the largest selection of home fitness equipment in Washington, and their staff will show you why. It's no secret why everybody from pro athletes to personal trainers love their stores. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III. Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. When I first met with Trajan Wealth, I love what I got. Straight talk. Not a sales pitch, straight talk. I left the meeting feeling empowered. They're fiduciaries, so their advice is built around what's best for you. I saw the difference, and so will you. Trajan Wealth specializes in retirement strategies for families with $500,000 or more, and they understand that no two retirement plans are the same. They offer guidance on a variety of financial objectives, including ways to earn higher potential returns and tax concerns as well. Let Trajan Wealth help you develop a plan that is going to meet your specific financial goals. Start by calling Trajan Wealth today, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Or go to TrajanWealth.com. That's TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You know whose takes I usually really appreciate? Chris Long.
Mine?
Yes. But also, Chris Long, really funny, really likable, obviously knows ball. He's got a really interesting take about the Seahawks, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
I don't think I agree.
You offended?
I'm not offended. I don't think I fully agree. I get why he's saying it, though, and I think some fans will. Okay. This is what he said.
Obviously, they get the bye, which is huge for a quarterback that's a little variable. The less games he plays, the better. It's not a secret. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, like, teams have strengths and weaknesses, dude. Like, he's a strength, but he also has some weaknesses, right? I think, he's obviously got great arm talent. I think Bradford might get you beat at some point. Like, I worry about Bradford, and that's nothing new to Seattle fans, but, like, you get one of these teams that's really creative with their middle pressures or dominant inside. It could be a bad matchup. You think about the Eagles going to Seattle, that could be a 10-3 game. Like, and it could go either way. Honestly. So they're the type of team that can beat anybody and then get beat by almost anybody. They're in a dogfight with the Panthers in Carolina 2 weeks ago. So, like, Seattle earned it, hell of a team, could win the whole thing, could also be one and done. Teams get rusty off bye.
They could beat anybody, but they could get beat by anybody.
All due respect, Mr. Long. Hall of Famer, maybe?
Like future Hall of
Yeah,
Famer?
He had a good career. I wouldn't put him in.
Yeah, okay. Well, better than mine.
But a player who knows
Better than mine.
a lot.
All right, knows a lot about football. That is basic as heck, sir. This is the playoffs. The Chiefs ain't running around the playoffs right now. The Chiefs aren't there. All right, that's the only team in my young existence on this earth in my 40 years that I've ever watched and thought for 4 or 5 years they're going to win this thing.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to beat them. Anybody can get got. The Rams lost to the Panthers. He talked about the Seahawks being in a dogfight with the Panthers. The Rams lost to the Panthers. All right?
And the Falcons.
If anything, mention us being in a dogfight with the Indianapolis Colts. Okay? You look on the AFC side. Anybody can get it. Bo Nix, do we believe him? I don't know. Drake May, can he get it done? I don't know. Trevor Lawrence, I don't know. On this side, you got the Niners who just got beat up by the Seahawks. The Rams who have lost to the Panthers and the Falcons, like you mentioned. The Eagles whose offense, we don't know if they have an offense. The Bears who can get hot at any moment because Caleb Williams is playing some good football and get it done. Man, that's basic, dude. It's the playoffs. Anybody can get got. Anybody can win this thing. Anybody can lose this thing. There's no clear cut. These guys are going to win it all.
Yeah, I feel like that's making a fundamental truth something that's unique about Seattle. Right?
Yeah.
Have like a take. And again, I really like Chris Long.
Me too.
He knows his stuff. A great host, a great guest, but I just happen to disagree with this one. I think that
No, I agree, but I agree
holistically.
Everybody.
Yes, that anybody can.
You can put any team in that sentence, and it'd be true right now.
I mean, the New England Patriots, I think we'd all universally go, wow, what a year for them. They lost to the Raiders week 1. And then if you go, well, I don't really count week 1. Okay, so do you take away Seattle's loss?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, did they sweep the 49ers? Did that not count too? I feel like there's already a bit of goalpost moving. What am I saying? For the Seahawks, because people don't really believe in Sam Darnold, and they haven't seen this team do it lately. The last time they were here was in 2014. That's more than 10 years ago. So because there's so much doubt, there's some goalpost moving with like, well, here's why I don't totally believe. I don't know that that's what Chris Long is doing here, but what I think he's doing is saying, like, I don't know, that they've struggled against some bad teams, which, like you said, is true for everyone. And by the way, if you want to talk about, like, oh, they could have lost to the Panthers, they could have lost to the Falcons, yeah, because they had some bad first halves, but then they blew them out of the water.
Everyone has those moments, right? Like the Patriots lost to the Steelers.
They scored 2 touchdowns against the Panthers in the same quarter.
No one's scared of the Steelers right now, but the Patriots lost to them. They barely beat the Saints by 6 points. Ooh, the Saints, 6 points. Like, come on, I can go through every team that's in the playoff right now and show you a situation where I'm like, well, they could have got here. You know why? Because there's 1,500 players in this league. This is the NFL. The Bo Nixes lost to the Colts. They lost to the Colts. The Bo Nixes beat the Commanders by 1 point.
Yeah.
I can do this all day, Stacy.
Last time
I respect Chris. All good. Great analyst, but that was a lazy one.
Given the trivia that I just posed to you and Curtis, the last time a team went undefeated in the regular season, Jamarcus Russell was the number 1 pick. So does that mean that all those other teams can get got by anyone? Or does it mean that winning football games, especially winning 14 or more football games, is exceptionally difficult?
It's tough,
and you're going to
man.
have close battles?
This is the NFL, man. Come on, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like the take.
I think he just needed to have one. The Texans beat the Raiders by 2 points. The Raiders, 2 points.
I think that what everyone is dancing around is saying, I don't totally believe in the Seahawks because I have question marks at quarterback. But that's a boring take. No one working in sports wants that take because it's boring, right? So instead, you make it twisty. You add a little spice, and you say, the Seahawks, their Achilles heel's on offense, and Sam Darnold's just as likely to be great as he is to be bad. And all of a sudden, you've added a little twist to your take.
No, if I'm Chris Long and you feel that way, you say with your chest. The Seahawks, if they lose, it's going to be because of this.
Right.
It's not, well, they can win.
But no one wants to be wrong because then people will get called out.
Lose. No, that's our job is to be wrong.
Exactly. We still get called out for saying, Gino was pretty good last year. People will never forget a take they disagreed with, but just say it with your chest if that's what you think.
It's our job to make takes,
right.
Man. What do you believe in? You're not going to be right all the time. You're going to be wrong a lot. You're going to be right sometimes. So, just say it with your chest, man. Come on.
They can get beat by anyone is kind of like It's got a little bit of recency bias because they were blowing teams out to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
And it also completely ignores that the same team you're mentioning is one that has beaten good teams.
Philly lost to the Giants.
The Giants.
34-17.
34-17.
Come on, man. I can
like,
do this all day, baby. Let's go. Who else am I looking at? Let me see. Let's see.
Find some other bad teams with bad losses.
Let's see.
Find them.
You know who doesn't have a bad loss, though?
Who?
Low key.
Who?
The Bears don't have a bad loss.
Who are their losses?
They've lost to, actually, yeah, they do. The Vikings. They lost to the Vikings.
Not J.J. McCarthy.
Come on, J.J. and them. You lost to J.J. and them, man.
I don't even know if that was J.J. Was it?
Don't matter. You lost to them.
Who cares?
Don't lost to them. Let me see. The Jags. Jags, you lost to the Bengals, Jags. To the Bengals. What are you doing?
Joe Burrow doesn't even want to be there.
He's gone. Hey, but you know, at the end of the day, Seahawks could win it or they could lose it.
You know what? That's a take. That's a take. That's what you're here for. Speaking of takes, what it takes to be great and how the Seahawks, right? And how the Seahawks got over the hump. That's coming up next.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The fourth #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of them.
Conversation.
Hopefully the next trip is going to be back down here for the Super Bowl.
Complete coverage at seattlesports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with the lifetime subscription for 65% off. Just go to Babbel.com and start today. Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And because Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember, you'll be talking like a local in time for takeoff. Dive into the world of language learning content with Babbel's videos, podcasts, and stories from around the world, full of culture bites and language learning tips. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. But don't wait. This offer ends January 15th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER. Offers vary by user and location. Go to Upside.com for terms and conditions.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Falcons have requested an interview with Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak for their head coaching job. Meanwhile, one thing set after Week 18 is your 2026 NFL draft order. The Raiders have the first overall pick, followed by the Jets, Cardinals, Titans, and Giants.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
I love a conversation about head coach of the year, executive of the year, and we've had versions of that for Mike McDonald and John Schneider, respectively, but I wanted to hyper-focus on one point that I saw. I just thought it was interesting because it ultimately talks about what it takes to be great, getting over the hump, and how long it takes some teams to actually do that. Because I think we kind of overlook that part of it. So Greg Rosenthal tweeted out that Mike McDonald would be his pick for coach of the year or is a front runner for coach of the year. And I know they say don't look at the comments, but I did look at one comment, and it thankfully it inspired a thought that was kind of fun to talk about. This person said all he did was take a team from 10 to 14 wins.
That's it.
All he did was take a team from 10 to 14 wins. And then they said what Mike Vrabel has done is so much more impressive. His team had, 4 wins last year? And now they're, I believe, the number 2 seed in the AFC. An incredible turnaround, completely dominated their schedule, etc. And I thought, well, wait a minute. I really like this conversation because I think it's actually incredibly difficult to go from 9 or 10 wins to 13, 14, 15 wins because an invisible, unspoken part of that is getting over the hump. There are a lot of 8, 9, maybe 10-win teams that don't get to the playoffs, that are fine, and that hover around that place forever. Look at Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. I know they're in the playoffs this year, but they're looking for their first playoff win since, 2016. He has never had a losing season. That's a team that initially won Super Bowls, but then has struggled for years and years and years and years to get over the hump. But they'll get 9 wins. They'll get 10 wins. They'll get 8 wins. There's a difference between adding those other 4 wins. In fact, I actually think that it is, I don't want to say anything in football is easier, but it is comparatively easier to go from 2 wins to 6 wins than it is to go from 10 to 14. Because I think you've got 2 completely different tasks at hand when you're doing that.
When we started talking about this, I was completely ready to defend Mike Macdonald. But looking at the situation in New England, it has to be variable. It has to be. You got a second-year quarterback who is now probably going to win the MVP, 31-8, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You can look at their schedule and say soft schedule, which I agree 100%. But when I went back and I looked at their year before, and I'm looking at just the beat downs they were taking, took us in overtime. You only beat the New York Jets, the Cincinnati Bengals, Chicago, and Buffalo because they set a whole bunch of players, right? It's got to be variable.
Yeah.
But I think that there should be more respect put on Mike Macdonald's name.
Yes.
Because, yes, you went from 10 to 14, but you went from 10 wins to 14 without a top 10 pick, right? You got your 18th pick with Zabel. You started a rookie. He's one of, I believe, 13 rookies to start every game this season.
I didn't know that.
You moved up to get Nick Imawari. If he didn't get hurt, he's probably starting every single game this year. And you won your division, and you're the number 1 seed in the NFC. So, yes, you won 10 games, but you didn't win your division. You didn't even make the playoffs. And you found a way. Then you signed DeMarcus Lawrence. I think now I'm speaking to, this is the Mike Macdonald-Schneider combination, right? You got DeMarcus Lawrence. He's rejuvenated. He's playing out of his mind. Was Jay Reed here last year? He was here last year, right? But the jump from 10 to 14 is tough because you have less draft capital to do it with.
Yes.
You have all the talent, and especially in last year's draft,
Veteran
right?
contracts,
Yeah.
maybe. Yep.
Last year, it was 1 through 15 where the top talent was, and everything else is blended in together from there through like the third round. So, no, I think it's probably going to be variable, and it should be variable because of that turnaround. But to just make it seem like going from 10 wins to a franchise record 14 wins to a franchise record most points scored as a team to a franchise record biggest point differential. Don't sleep on what Mike Macdonald, what he's done.
That's exactly what I want to get to. Because there's 2 different conversations happening for people around the NFL. Who should be coach of the year and defining what Mike Macdonald did. Who should be coach of the year? If it's not Mike Macdonald, okay.
Yeah.
I can also credit Vrabel and say, you know what? He absolutely deserves that. Well earned. However, we're messing up the conversation when it comes to what Mike Macdonald did. Mike Macdonald did not come to Seattle, inherit a Super Bowl team, and then just kind of, be the conductor for the train that was already on the tracks heading 60 miles per hour, whatever. He and John Schneider re-engineered a very good team by making timely and important and difficult trade decisions, right? Moving on from 2 linebackers that you signed in free agency and then replacing them. Building up a culture that was very different from the one that he inherited. Not in a bad way, but just very different. You had to set a completely different tone. You didn't try to be Pete Carroll 2.0. You had a very different approach, and players had to trust you and learn to trust you in order to get used to it and to embrace it, and they have. And that's impressive. Look at Matt Patricia, who went to Detroit, right? Dan Campbell ended up working beautifully there, but Matt Patricia, when he went to Detroit, tried this, like, military-style approach of, like, we are going to work hard, we're going to outwork everyone, and it didn't work. It didn't work because players didn't trust him because he hadn't proven anything. And frankly, I don't know how many players absolutely liked him. I remember talking to all people in the bathroom. I ran into a Lions reporter and was asking her how it was and what people thought about Patricia because I had heard not great things, not as a person, but as a head coach and what was happening in Detroit. Not great was the answer. Yeah, it's really tough. It hasn't really landed. That's a difficult plane to land. It is hard to go in with a very tough style of coaching as a new head coach, as a 36-year-old head coach, and find a way to make it work. But also, outside of like a culture change and outside of the moves they had to make with the roster, the Seahawks haven't been here since 2014. I have not covered an objectively bad Seahawks team. In my time as a reporter, I have not covered a bad Seahawks team. I have also never covered a Super Bowl team. I started in 2015. That's how hard it is to get over the hump. That 10 to 14 wins, that's so much more than just the ball bouncing your way. That's culture. That's personnel. That's finding an identity. All those tricky things that are kind of like step 2, 3, 4 in building a team after just drafting well. And you make an excellent point about them doing it without like a top 3 pick.
Yeah, it's more complicated than it seems for all the reasons that you mentioned. And it's not only that you went from 10 to 14, like you went from 10 wins to 14 wins in a dominant fashion. Like you have one of the best defenses in the game. Your offense is one of the top scoring offenses in the game. You rolled the dice on Sam Darnold and said, all right, we're going to bring him over. Also, you learned from your mistakes. You hired a college offensive coordinator in Grubb, didn't work out, did your research, brought in Kubiak and says, this type of offense is going to complement my defense. And you found a guy who was stubborn, right, who stayed with the approach and didn't deviate in Kubiak when it comes to trying to force a run and develop. You've developed your coaches, too. You're talking about, we heard a clip from him this morning mentioning how, he wants players who want to develop and coaches who want to develop. That's why Kubiak is being interviewed by the Atlanta Falcons, right? You have to be the conductor or one of the conductors along with John Schneider of this orchestra that has so many pieces in it, so many pieces. So to minimize it, I think is disrespectful because it's harder than what it seems. We heard Brian talk about how he changed up his team bonding stuff from last year to this year. It's all a process, and he's a second-year head coach. He's under 40, yet he's leading a group of men in a way that has brought everyone together, and all cylinders are firing right now. I would take, if the Hawks were to line up with the Patriots, the Hawks are smacking the Patriots, I believe. I really think so. But it's like you also can't discredit what Vrabel has done, right? Yeah, they have a soft schedule, but you got to beat the people who are in front of you. I don't like that argument because they can't control the schedule. All right, the NFL controls the schedule. So, yeah, man, put some respect on Mike Macdonald's name.
Yeah.
Dig deeper and understand that there are so many layers to this. And he has assisted John Schneider when it comes to building a team and making the right moves.
Well, and also, I can't emphasize enough, across sports, what feels like a little leap in terms of win percentage is drastically different when you experience it for the season. In 2023, the Seahawks had 88 wins. They finished 3rd of 5 in the AL West. Was Scott Service fired that year or the year after? I can't totally remember. 2024? God, it feels like it's been 20 years.
Yeah, it was 24.
Thank you. They finished with 88 wins, though. They finished with 2 more wins in 2025. Came 8 outs shy of getting to a World Series. Did they feel in any way like similar seasons? Did they feel in any way like similar teams? No. Because getting over the hump, adding between 2 and 5 wins, and going from 85-ish to 90-ish, hopefully a little bit more, is so massive. Curtis, you actually made this point a while ago. You said getting from 85 to 90 wins or from 90 to 95 wins is monumental and so much harder than people realize.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the same in the NFL when you go from 10 wins, like last year's Seahawks team, which, nobody was saying they were a Super Bowl team, but I think there was a lot of, I think people were moderately surprised by how quickly they put together a double-digit win season, but heading into this year, they did make a lot of daring moves and could have backfired greatly, but you have to make those kinds of moves in order to go from a good team to a great team, and this is a great team. 14 wins, I mean, that's the second most wins in a season any team has had since the 17-game schedule has been put into place. What was that, 5 years ago or so?
Yeah.
Like, that is the toughest thing to do in sports.
Yep.
Is to go from a good team to a great team. And the Seahawks, I mean, yeah, they still have a long way to go before we can crown them or even get close to a Super Bowl. But, I mean, who can look at this Seahawks team right now and say, like, what the job that Mike Macdonald has done is just phenomenal. 24-10 in 2 seasons.
That's what I'm saying. Someone who's only looking at, but you were a double-digit win team. What'd he do? What did he do? He went from 10 to 14 wins. Like, I think that there are people out there who, and it's not because it's Seattle. It's not because it's Mike Macdonald. It's because I think that, you're either like let's say a diehard Patriots fan and you want your guy to get it, and he's gonna, and it's deserved, and fine. I'm not fighting you on that. Or we don't seriously understand how hard that is, especially when you're good for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You think John Schneider wouldn't love to have pick number 2 overall? Pick number 1 overall? Even if he's dealing it and adding more picks? Do you think he doesn't look at the 49ers who, like, every other year finish with, like, a 3rd or 4th place, so they get that 3rd, 4th place schedule and a top pick and go, that must be nice? I would have loved that number 2 pick for Nick Bosa. He doesn't have that.
Yeah, you got to be more resourceful when you're a team that's good every year. And I think the perfect example is what you already said is the Steelers. They've been floating around decent for a long time. Haven't won a playoff game since 2016. Barely made it into the playoffs this year because of a rookie pushed a field goal kick. It's tough, man. And I think the way that the league gets set up, it makes it tough. The worst teams get the higher picks.
And better schedules.
Yeah, and more favorable schedules. It's set up that way to have parity in the league. And I can appreciate that. But for the teams who are never going to be really bad, it makes the process that much harder, man. You got to lean on your coaches, your scouting department, the guy who does the salary cap for you. I mean, it's a whole operation, but it starts with the head coach and the GM. And it looks like these guys have learned how to work together. They understand each other, and they're doing some things that have not been done here before in year 2 with Mike Macdonald.
It's impressive, man. It's just an angle that I thought was fun to explore, right? It's one thing to say, John and Mike deserve this because the Seahawks are the number 1 seed. It's another to say, hey, let's talk about how incredibly difficult it is to get over the hump. Teams go decades without doing it. Some teams have never, ever done it. And then there are teams like Seattle or the Steelers who did it once or twice and then stay consistently good for a long time, which in itself is impressive. It's even harder to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done it this year. Let's see how far they can go. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. With former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, some head coaching positions available. So what are the best and worst gigs in the NFL right now?
Man, I'm going to go with the worst first, and that's Cleveland. I mean, there's just nothing there for you. You got the number 6 pick. You were 5-12 this year. You do have the best defensive player in the game, but you don't even know what you're going to do at quarterback. And with a number 6 pick, the top 2 quarterbacks are going to be gone. If you look at just the big board of available quarterbacks, you got obviously Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana. He's 4th overall, and Dante Moore, he's 5th overall. After that, you got Ty Simpson, the quarterback from Alabama. He's ranked, according to PFF, 55th overall. That's how big the gap is. They're essentially saying Ty Simpson is a late second round type of ball player. Then after that, you have Mateer at 88. You have Chambliss at 83. Carson Beck ranked 119. There's just not a lot out there. So which angle are you going to go? You're going to give Shadura the chance or what? So the worst job available has to be Cleveland. The best job available, in my opinion, you got to go down south to the ATL. You have a quarterback, I think, in Michael Penix, who's ready to go. You have Bijan Robinson over there, the best running back in the league, in my opinion. You have Drake London. You have Kyle Pitts. Defensively, you're not bad there at all. So the best is Atlanta. And then you look at just the conference. The division. You have the Carolina Panthers getting in the playoffs with a losing record. You have the Saints who are trying to figure out if Shuck is going to be their quarterback. I think they should roll with him. He looked pretty good. And Tampa Bay, who's been so up and down, you got Baker Mayfield. Really, you're competing with the Bucs and yourselves if you're the Atlanta Falcons. If I'm any coordinator out there, I'm looking at the Atlanta Falcons as the best job available, and that's why it concerns me that they're talking to Clint Kubiak, because I know that he's looking at that offense and the weapons that they have and saying, I might be able to do something with that.
Second down. How can this defense be even better in the playoffs? What?
Man, we saw this team beat down the 49ers. I know it was 13-3. You can look at the score and make your own opinions about it. But when you dig deeper, they allowed 9 first downs, 9 to the Hawks 23. The Niners were 2 for 9 on 4th downs. They only ran 42 plays, 173 total yards. How can they be better when Kobe Bryant comes back? I've noticed that Mike McDonald played J Love more in the box than he typically does. Ty Cotta played in the box as well, but when they go one high, J Love was rolling down there. When you go dime, it's a little different. But Kobe Bryant, man, he's a tackler. He's a thumper. He can play in the box with him and Nick Mawari. I think he just brings a different dynamic to the team. I believe he's second on the team when it comes to interceptions. They can get better personnel-wise. I think the level they're playing at right now is perfect. Can they take it another step? That'd be impressive if they were to take collectively the defense to another step. But personnel-wise, you still got Kobe just waiting, getting healthy, licking his chops, trying to get out there. So they can still get better once Kobe Bryant laces them up.
Absolutely insane thinking of that angle. It's one thing when we're going, yeah, if Sam doesn't turn the ball over, your offense has room to improve. To think that this number 1 ranked defense in terms of DVOA this year has a higher ceiling, that should make Seahawks fans feel pretty good about the playoffs. Third down. What's a story that was overlooked this weekend?
It was overlooked. My buddy had to remind me of this. Bobby Wagner, 2,000 tackles. He's only the 3rd player in the league's history to do that. This league has been around a long time. It's Ray Lewis, London Fletcher, and now it's Bobby Wagner. The guys who I speak to who are analysts kind of knock Bobby a little bit, saying he's not as aggressive as he used to be. He's making tackles down the field. Well, he's starting for the Commanders, and he's doing a good job for them, and they love him. And I think this story was overlooked a bit. Man, it's 2,000 car accidents he's created. 2,000 of them things. So big ups to Bobby Wagner, man. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He'll be in the Ring of Honor over here. And, I was disappointed in myself that I had to be reminded that Bobby did something great this weekend.
4th down. Earlier in the show, we are joined by NFL Network's Isaiah Stanback. Anything stand out from that conversation?
A couple things. It's not funny, but it's interesting hearing these national voices give Sam Darnold no credit for that last game.
Yeah.
Like none.
Not at all.
It's all about the defense. Yes, the defense leads charge here. Run game was crazy. Yes, run game was popping, 150 of them things. But some of the throws that Sam Darnold made on 3rd down, on clutch situations when you needed to make a play, he made them. He played the game that was necessary to win that one. I think he's going to have a performance sometime during the playoffs where he does throw for 250, 300, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. But that wasn't required during that game. They ran the ball 39 times for a reason because you saw that 49ers defensive line was weak. You saw that the offensive line was getting a push. You're going to go ahead and hand the football off as many times as you can. But to go 20 of 26, 198, not turn the football over, I think that was the game that was needed. So Isaiah said Sam gives him the bubble guts. I get it. That means you're nervous, right? It makes you a little nervous when he has the football. Me personally, I felt like he came out that first drive. It made me believe that he had settled down and was good to go. Unfortunate that he missed Zach Charbonnet in the flat on 4th down, 4th and goal in that first drive. But it's just Stephen A's giving him no love. I saw Dominic Foxworth, no love. Cam, no love. But you know what? I think Sam is going to operate from a good place from here. Keep the hate up. And you play the game that is necessary. He has a team around him. Yeah. A solid team, so he didn't need to do anything more.
This is in part because 2019 feels a million years ago. But was this the conversation about Brock Purdy? Do you guys remember? Because the 49ers improved to, I think, from worst to first against the pass defensively. So they were getting interceptions. They were really great, limiting passing yards and points. And then obviously they had great weapons around Brock Purdy. I know that it used to be Brock as a game manager, but was the conversation in 2019 like Brock will cost them? I need to see it. I don't
2019
remember.
was Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. Oh, thank you. Was that the conversation about Jimmy G?
I think so, yeah. I mean, they darn near won that Super Bowl. They had a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter.
They just missed that throw late.
Yeah.
Wrong player got MVP. No offense to Bat.
Yeah, it should have been, what was it, Williams?
It was a running back, yeah. He
had a huge run at the end of the game. Yeah.
I know that conversations like that have been had about other quarterbacks. Like any team that goes to a Super Bowl that doesn't have Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, right, guys that you just know you can count on. Like if the Bills get to a Super Bowl, they have the worst rushing defense in the NFL. It is worse than you saw from, well, maybe not worse than San Francisco that night, but like it is a god-awful run defense. People are going to say, you can't count out Josh Allen.
Here's the thing about San Francisco's run defense. They were number 6. Like they were 6th in the league.
Bad.
I know they were banged up, but they were 6.
That was bad.
You lose Winston, Bethune.
Yeah.
You got your 4 stringers in.
Okay, well, imagine that from the Bills. And Josh Allen in the offense and James Cook has been keeping them alive. They're the best rushing team. That's what's been doing it. They're just balancing each other out there. But being an elite quarterback brings a ton of faith.
Yep.
Rightfully so. It's the most important position in sports, most important position on the football field.
Yep.
But I don't know. I feel like sometimes there's nothing Sam can do.
I know that Sam, I know who he is. He's liable to turn the ball over.
Yeah.
But he's liable to make some great throws as well. And I think the more you can establish the run and this defense is flying around the way that they are, the more relaxed he's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's good enough to get it done. People are talking as if he's not good enough to get it done. I think he is.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. Anything top of mind, text it now. 866-979-3776. Hype Train coming your way next.
2025. What a ride.
The Seahawks win 38-37. It's Sauber with the 2-point conversion catch. Holy cow.
So glad we can get done at home in front of the 12s.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Lumen Field in Seattle.
This is where you hear it happen.
We've won so many different ways all year.
Happy New Year from Seattle Sports.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big, bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Everyone wants to get the best deal they can when they buy a car. But what about when you want to sell your car? Of course, you want to get the most money possible. But how do you get the most you can without trying to sell it yourself? Well, that's where my friends at Wayscar Ford in Auburn step in. Not only will they buy your car today, but that's just the beginning. Once they resell your old car, they send you another check for 50% of the profit of the sale of your old car. They've already given back over $750,000 to their customers. Mark, GM of Wayscar Ford, joins me, and it's such a great offer, but to clear up any confusion, is this like a consignment, and how can you offer this?
It's not a consignment, Stacy. In a consignment, the dealer that's trying to sell your car hasn't paid you yet. We pay you right up front. No more insurance, no more maintenance. All that's gone. After that's done, we pay half the profit. It's that simple. simple. There's no magic to this. All the money we're saving by not buying at auctions, the shipping fees and the travel, we're giving it back to you. That's how it works.
So get the most money possible at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn and let them do the work.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Here's what you can look forward to when you get your windows replaced. The whole house being way warmer and a lot quieter. Dave Wyman here, and when we had finally had it with our old windows with broken seals, we called Harley Exteriors. They were incredibly friendly, professional, and absolutely knew their stuff. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They keep heat in and noise out. Plus, they're truly gorgeous windows. I said, you guys must use a different type of glass. And sure enough, it's their Olympic series, which is manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy one window and get the second 40% off. No payments or interest until 2027 and take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. That's harleyexteriors.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15 minutes, it's what I need to know. So text in the questions that you need answers for to the text line 866-979-3776. Right now, heading to the station for Hype Train. Your first Hype Train. Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson combined to appear on the sideline of one more NFL game.
Heck no, that's a rap city.
On both?
Oh, you mean I'm thinking together.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay.
Like same squad. No, I think Pete Carroll's done. I think Russell Wilson, yes. So that's like a half a horn. Burp.
I don't think you're on then.
I'm not on.
You gotta be fully on or fully off.
All right, gotta fully commit.
Okay. Yeah, you're
you
all the way out.
can't be riding.
You're still at the train
there.
station.
Can't commit.
Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson combined to appear on the sideline of one more NFL game. Bump is not boarding. Curtis?
Pete's done. Like, there's no way Pete Carroll is coaching again. And I don't think he needs to. Like, just right off into the sunset. You're fine. Russ will want to play some more, but I don't think any team's going to bring him in. I think it's done for both of them. So I'm boarding this train. Or no, I'm not boarding this ship. Brady, do not touch that button. They will not be on the sideline of one more NFL game. I think it's over for the both of them.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. So to avoid saying too much of the same thing, let's move on to the next Hype Train. All right, I need you to be ready to preview one of the wildcard games this weekend. Here's your Hype Train. The Seahawks will not face the Rams in the divisional round because the Packers will beat the Bears.
You know, when I watch Caleb Williams play, I get it. Like, dude is special. He can make some throws that not too many people can make. And Jordan Love was my preseason MVP. Got that wrong. He's lost some weapons over there. No Michael on defense. No Tucker Kraft on offense. But I think that he will have the poise to get her done and win this ball game. So I'm on that train. You're not playing the Rams. Go Pack Go is what I always say.
Okay.
You're always saying that around the
He's always saying
I
that.
literally just walk around the station and say that.
Yeah.
You said it on the Seahawks pregame show. You know?
The Seahawks will not face the Rams next weekend because the Packers will beat the Bears, Curtis.
I think if we speak into existence, it's going to happen. So, yeah, we're boarding this train. I got my cheese head at my desk in the sports pit. You know, I'm going to be wearing it around. I've always said that Bubba Franks is my favorite Packer.
Always said that?
Yeah, I've always said that.
You've always said that.
Morgan Burnett, that's another one.
Yeah. You know what I say?
Donald Driver, yeah, all those guys.
Greg Jennings?
Yeah, Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings, also all-time great. Me and Jordy
Green,
Nelson have the same birthday.
Jordy?
Not the same year, but the same birthday.
Dorsey Levens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we forget Vince Lombardi?
Well, I mean, maybe you can forget.
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I'll never forget Vince Lombardi.
You're just telling on yourself.
That's what Lukey's short for. His name is Lucas Oil Stadium, Vince Lombardi, Rost. Next up. Sticking with
Did you answer that one, Stacy?
No, I think the Bears will win.
Darn.
The 49ers are one and done. Taking on the Eagles.
They out of there. They too beat up. The Hawks, they're wounded. They are wounded. The Hawks have beat them up. Their eyes are swollen. Their face is swollen like Jake Paul when he fought Joshua Anthony.
Oh, no.
It's a wrap.
Jaws broken. 49ers are one and done. Bump is boarding. They're taking on the Eagles in Philly. Curtis, are you?
I think the Eagles get it done, so I'm not boarding this train.
No, you are boarding this train.
I am. So, yes, I am boarding this train. Boy, I'm having a rough one here.
Me too. It's okay.
So, yeah, I think the 49ers that defeat that they suffered at the hands of the Seahawks on Saturday, they just took the wind out of their sails. They looked like such a defeated team, every single one. And then, we don't know how Brock Purdy's feeling. He got rocked on that final play of the game.
Yeah.
So he could be in a world of hurt on, is it Saturday? Sunday, I think.
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday they play. So, yeah, 49ers, nice knowing you, pal.
Listen here, buddy. Yes, I am boarding this one as well.
Newsflash, buddy.
I think the 49ers are one and done. I think that offense was electric and back-to-back primetime games. And if they weren't in your division, you'd think that they were a cool story for overcoming so many of these injuries. But I think that story has run its course. And I think the 49ers are one and done, falling to the Eagles. Next up.
Somebody said we forgot. Kabir Baja Biamila. That's a great name.
Yeah, also an all-timer.
Yeah.
Go Cheese. Heads.
Right. Yeah.
Cheese. We love cheese. What is a packer?
Packing cheese.
Well, it's like a meat packing.
What, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they packed stuff.
There's a packing plant in Green Bay. I believe it's the Acme packing plant.
I've never thought about it.
Yeah.
What do you think Steelers are?
Steel makers.
Yeah,
that I know, but I also can
beam.
associate Pittsburgh with there's smoke in the air. It's like a steel making factory. With Packers, I just never even thought about it.
So what do you think the cheese? Why do they wear this cheese?
Because it's Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin. Yeah. They like cheese. I just think when I think of things that people in is it the Midwest? When I think of the Midwest, I think of people who are happy, who love cheese. I think of the color purple and people like friendly neighbors, cold, and cheese is one of those things.
Think of cheap housing.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
Curly Lambeau solicited funds for uniforms from his employer, the Indian Packing Company, a meat packing company.
So they were called the Packers.
Yeah, he was given $500 for uniforms and equipment on the condition the team be named after its sponsor.
I think they need to lean into this mascot even more and have you have to pack a mascot of the opposing team when you beat them. I'm just realizing I don't know what meat packers do.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory in the name.
I don't know that it is, Curtis.
They pack meat. That reminds me of a Nate Bargatze bit where he was like, I was a water meter reader, and the duties of that job are in the name of the job. You're reading water meters.
That entire bit was so funny. Next up, Drake May is the MVP over Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, bump sporting.
Yeah. Easy.
Curtis.
You tricked it off with that last game.
And Drake May is the MVP over Matthew Stafford. Bump is boarding.
I'm boarding because I don't want to see the Rams get any sort of postseason honors. It's just pure hate.
Yeah. I'm boarding. I just want to hang out with you guys. Thank you for letting me sit with you guys on the train. Next and last one in, speaking of Drake May, the Patriots will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
The AFC is weird, man. This whole year's been weird, honestly. But take one more quick look. One more little look-see.
Yeah, look at the field. Make sure you're comfortable with your pick.
Oh, man. You know what? Nah. Because Josh Allen's going to be Superman. He's going to will this team.
Where they're going to lose again, a fifth fall of Buffalo.
Well, I have to pick Buffalo to beat Jacksonville because remember I made a bet with the listener the other day.
That's true, that you have to say Duval.
With all my heart and soul. Nah, man. They're not going to do it. I'm going Buffalo. Buffalo going to win that thing.
Okay.
See you in the Super Bowl.
No.
See you in the Super Bowl.
Okay, like win the AFC.
Yeah. See you in the Super Bowl.
Totally. Yeah. Curtis, the Patriots will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Bump is boarding. Are you?
I'm not boarding. You want to know why?
Duval.
That's right. The Jags are going to do it.
Wow.
Trevor Lawrence, a man of the people. He was getting deadlifted by a woman at a restaurant the other night.
Very
Just
cool.
a good time down in Jacksonville. The vibes are high.
There are a few. This is what's interesting about the AFC this year is there are a few teams, Jags, Bills, Texans. Is there one I'm missing that have never won a Super Bowl? Is there one I'm missing? Chargers, thank you. Think of that. 4 of the 7 teams have never won a Super Bowl. You never know. It could happen.
No, the Bills going to get their first one.
Yeah. Well, no.
Oh, no, they're not, actually.
Yeah, anyone is still. None of them are going to win it this year.
None of them.
Right,
you love this
the
story.
Seahawks.
There's
a lot at stake in these
second,
playoffs.
They'll come close.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
2025. What a ride.
The Seahawks win 38-37. It's Sauber with the 2-point conversion catch. Holy cow. So glad we can get done at home in front of the 12s.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Lumen Field in Seattle.
This is where you hear it happen.
We've won so many different ways all year.
Happy New Year from Seattle Sports.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Emerald Queen Casino Event Center presents the main event, powered by WFC, Friday night, February 6th. A night of professional boxing where champions are made and every punch counts. Contenders from the region go toe-to-toe, ready to prove they belong at the top. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss Fight Night, February 6th at Emerald Queen Casino, the boxing capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. Joe in Bellevue, I've heard you say the best teams are in the NFC, and I agree, but most of the national power rankings I've seen have 4 of the top 5 in the AFC. What's the disconnect? I think it's not questions about the Rams and 49ers, but recent losses.
What she said.
That's my...
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Is A.J. Barner a top 10 tight end?
Top 10.
Give it a year or two.
Let me do 10 seconds of research. 5 more seconds of research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Maybe near
9.
I feel like you're
just
too
outside
hesitant.
The 10.
I know, I was going to say.
Just
I
outside
feel
the
like
10.
hesitating this long means like...
No, I just had to look at some numbers real
okay.
quick. You know? He's probably like 13, 14.
What I need to know, when do you take down Christmas decorations?
They should be down already.
They should be down.
It's over.
They should be down.
We're well into 2026.
You got to walk away.
Okay.
It's time to say goodbye.
It's a wrap. Now you're just lazy.
Now we're judging you. I need you to look around. If you have Christmas decorations, if you're listening to us at home and you have them up, I want you to feel our judgment.
What I don't get is people that still have their Christmas lights on. You can just turn those off. I mean, leave them up and take them down, but you don't need to turn them on every night.
That's a fair point. One of the people in an apartment away from mine, but I see into theirs, they still have their Christmas tree up with the lights on. I mean, I get it. It makes me happy. I love Christmas decorations. Sometimes you're busy, you don't have the time, but
it's time.
It's time. You got to make the time. What do I need to know? You luck into a suite at Levi's Stadium to watch the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Which of your friends makes the invite list?
I mean, how many seats we talking?
5.
5?
It's a small suite.
Well, if they go to the Super Bowl, I assume that I'm already going to be there.
But let's say that you have a suite and you're watching as a fan and you get to invite 5 people.
5?
Mm-hmm.
These are the kinds of questions Stacy asks in hopes that
I know,
she
right?
gets
Here's the
included.
thing. I would invite Curtis, but he rolls 4 deep.
Yeah, that's true. I'm taking up 4 seats.
He's taking off, so I can't. Curtis, I love you, but he's 4 deep.
We got a couple of lap sitters in our house.
All right, so we'll call it 2 deep?
Yeah.
All right, Curtis, you're invited.
Let's make it 6 seats.
Curtis, Stacy.
Yes.
My boy Elmer. My boy Tom. My boy Sean. There you go.
Stacy, are you really harassing others for being lazy? Bump did it too. We're not harassing you.
It's more like accountability, you know?
No, it's just our personal opinion was that you got to take the Christmas decorations
I believe
down.
today is the 12th day of Christmas.
What?
Yeah.
No.
The song, yes.
Isn't it leading up to Christmas?
No, it's actually.
What?
It starts Christmas Day.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
My whole life has been
serious.
a lie.
No. Wait.
Yeah.
Stop. That can't be right.
No, it's true.
Never knew that.
I always thought it was leading up to Christmas.
So do we take it back?
Text line has
think
my
we have to take it
my
back.
back.
We have to take it back.
Okay, well, tomorrow's the 13th day of Christmas.
So tomorrow.
So tomorrow you got to take it down. I guess we stand corrected. What I need to know, are we running with the dark side for the defensive nickname?
I can get down with that.
Yeah, they've said it, right?
Yeah.
If they've claimed it, I'm with it.
Down for it.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
better
that's
than
what every defense team I've ever played on, they call themselves the dark side.
I think it's better than a legion of and then rhyme with boom, which I'm kind of over. What I need to know, this one's for me, but I'll allow all of us to answer. Are earmuffs a fashion faux pas or a useful winter accessory?
Never weren't.
I've never been an
life.
earmuff guy. No.
No, I just pull my beanie down further.
I don't think they're a fashion faux pas. Okay, well, we answered. All of us answered. 866-979-3776. Someone said you haven't heard of the 12 days of Christmas?
Yeah, we have. You just thought it was before Christmas.
Right,
That
I thought it was
lead-up.
the lead up. Thank you.
That was the opening act.
Never in my life have I realized that the 12 days of Christmas begins on Christmas. That feels excessive. So you're telling me that a week plus after Christmas, you've got Lords a-Leaping and Ladies Dancing?
Oh, yeah.
Get over yourself. It's January.
Get over yourself.
Those are extravagant gifts. Over the top gifts.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
You got drummers drumming, swans swimming, and all this is already after
Pipers
Christmas.
piping.
Pipers
Already
are piping.
after Christmas.
Ridiculous. So stupid. No, it only makes sense leading up to it.
Today's 12 drummers drumming. Just shredding out there.
Shredding. with
It's like
enthusiasm.
drumline
So
out
much
here.
enthusiasm.
Nick
I'm
Cannon.
like, goodness gracious.
What I need to know, if I have a 4-year-old and a 2-week-old baby, oh my gosh, God bless you, do I get a grace period for the gifts? Yes. And if so,
Yeah.
how long?
How long
Few
you
days.
want? So,
Yeah. That's tough. Godspeed. What I need to know. If the future texted in and said Sam Darnold threw 0 interceptions this postseason, would you think it's because he throws very cautiously or because he catches fire?
I would prefer catching fire. I'll just roll with that.
My gut was the first one, though. If you told me Sam Darnold throws 0 interceptions, I would think it's just the next 3 games are a repeat of the last one.
Well, he still threw some.
Yeah.
He still threw some things, man.
You're right in that you mentioned it with Isaiah earlier, but that people aren't really giving Sam credit. They're just like, if he can play like that, which I just said, ignoring that he made some pretty impressive throws. 24-yard, Cooper Kupp, what I need to know. Is the NFL watching how Seattle handles the World Cup to determine whether Seattle could host a Super Bowl?
No, I don't think they'll ever get a Super Bowl.
They're not getting a Super Bowl unless they put a roof on that stadium.
Yeah, I think that's geographical weather.
Remember, the NFL only ever did one cold weather Super Bowl, and that was now 13 years ago, and they've never gone back.
Yeah, it was a great one.
Yeah, it was the best one.
It's the
Seattle
best one
history,
ever, I think. Thank you, Curtis, for knowing the history of the 12 days. And Epiphany?
I believe that's in the Catholic Church.
Are we dealing with? I was about to say we're dealing with some religious folks right now.
Okay, well, I'm not Catholic, so.
But you're Italian.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Poser.
Well, my mom's family is all Southern. So in Arkansas, not a ton of Catholics.
Arkansas.
In Arkansas, not a ton of Catholics out there.
Yo, people are on our head for this.
They really are.
Listen, I'm not a religious person. I just sang the song in elementary school because they made us.
Yeah. Also, excuse you. I was an angel in our church play when I was younger, fittingly. So I don't want to hear about being a heathen.
Was there any jealousy that you were not Mary?
No, I actually had the best role. I was the angel and the letter C for spelling out Christmas. Oh. So I was kind of like the star. And that's how I celebrate.
I was
God.
actually the star on the tree, though.
No.
No, it's fine.
Bump got to be baby Jesus. All right. Well, we've all learned. Well, no, Bump and I have learned something today. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of you guys already knew this. It's apparently the 12th day of Christmas. I hope everyone had fun. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The 4th #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of him.
Conversation.
Hopefully the next trip is going to be back down here for the Super Bowl.
Complete coverage at SeattleSports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey everyone, Bum here for Seattle U men's basketball. Next up for the Redhawks, Gonzaga. This is going to be big. Grab your tickets for Seattle U versus Gonzaga January 17th at Climate Pledge Arena. Go to seattleu.com/tickets. Redhawks rising.
Olympic Hot Tub's New Year, New You event will help put you on a healthier path in 2026. Enjoy special savings on our entire wellness lineup of saltwater hot tubs, saunas, cold plunges, and swim spas. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not so wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho. And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.